Mrs. Phillips. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Brodzik, it is your claim that the defendant destroyed some of your property. This was while you were on a vacation together in St. Thomas. He was there for a friend's wedding. Want to tell me what happened, please?
We arrived on a Tuesday morning. Everything seemed to be going fine.
It was his friend's wedding that was taking place?
Yes, it was. I'd met his friend before, prior to this. And
were you dating each other at the time?
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then Brad is not supposed to drink, and as soon as he started drinking later on that evening at dinner, he became quite belligerent. He started, dancing with other women at the bar, and then he started to pick a fight with a man that engaged me in conversation. And then after that, we went back to the hotel, and he passed out. Next morning, same scenario, drinking again, belligerent.
None of this is true. Sorry.
Really belligerent. And at one point in the evening, he told me he was going to leave and go with the waitress, and said he couldn't believe that all his friends were saying, why was he there with me? And at that point, I thought he was kidding, until the waitress came up to me and said, are you with him? And at that point, I just knew I had to get away. So I went to the bar at the total opposite side of the place. I was talking to a gentleman. He was going to help me, get my stuff out of the room. Brad saw this conversation.
You mean this gentleman?
Yes.
Had you met this
I met
man
him
before?
There, yeah. I met him that day.
Okay, so you just met him?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Brad saw this conversation, and he threw a drink at me. He pushed me over a beach railing. He pushed me several times and started screaming, told me he was going to kill me, he was going to threaten my life. At that point, I called the hotel because I had both room keys in my possession. I said, please don't let him in the room. I just want to get back there, get my things, and leave. Did he leave at that point? His friends assured me that they would keep him with them so I could go back safely and get my things.
Go ahead.
And then I arrived at the hotel. The security officer said that the gentleman that's staying in the room had been there 5 minutes prior. As I walked up to the door, he was coming up from the beach, completely soaking wet. And I said, where's my stuff? He said, it's gone. It's gone. I got rid of it. I destroyed it. You don't have anything. And I went into the hotel room, and I just had an empty suitcase. Actually, when I walked in, these are my glasses. They were destroyed, and they were right when I walked into the room, as well as later on that day, my passport had washed up in the ocean. You can tell it's been destroyed. The top of it was ripped off because it's pretty much intact, other than the top of that. And I actually have pictures and a doctor's report from where the bruising had occurred from him pushing and hitting me.
Pushing and hitting you.
This was in the water?
Yes. Or it was on the beach. It was returned to me from the security office at the hotel.
It's on the beach. It clearly wasn't in the water. Can I see a list of the items that were destroyed, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Say cash, $900?
It was in my pocketbook at the time. I actually have a bank statement that shows I withdrew that money prior to vacation.
Well, where was your pocketbook?
It was in the room. I had just a little beach pocketbook that I took with me to the bar. I didn't want to...
And you left your cash in the room?
Yes.
That was silly. People don't usually do that. Wasn't there a safe in the room?
Yes.
Yeah.
So why wasn't your stuff in the safe?
I just didn't...
Cash in the safe. Okay, Mr. Phillips, let me hear your version of the events, please.
Okay. On the night in question, we had been there the first night. Everything had been wonderful. We had gone out to a restaurant. If I was not supposed to be drinking, and if I become belligerent upon drinking, it would have obviously happened the first night, because between three of us, we went through about 3 bottles of wine, the very first night at dinner. Prior to this, 3 weeks earlier, I'd been to visit her in Boston, at which time we had dinner, bottles of wine, went out after that, drank that night also, went home.
What makes you think, Miss Brodzik, that he is not to drink?
He told me he had been in rehab in January, and he's not supposed to drink due to custodial rights and some agreement that he has with his parents.
What kind of rehab was he in?
I'm not exactly sure.
Drugs or alcohol?
Both.
Where were you in rehab, Mr. Phillips?
In Center City, Minnesota.
For how long?
For 14 days.
Is that a dry out?
That was not for alcohol.
What was it for?
It was for marijuana. I am in the alcohol business. It's what I do for a living. I am a registered sommelier. I taste wine for a living, and that is what I do. I have not had any problems, never been arrested for DWI, never been in any sort of...
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
I never knew anybody who went into 14 days rehab for marijuana.
It was part of my wife had a problem with me smoking marijuana socially, and I said I didn't want to stop. She put an ultimatum to me to either do this or we were going to get a divorce. She was vehemently against marijuana. Those are the facts.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Phillips. So let's move on to Tuesday night, sir.
It's actually a Thursday night, ma'am.
Let's move on to Thursday night.
Thursday night, we are out with the wedding party rehearsal dinner. Everyone's drinking, having a good time, including Miss Brodzik, drinking quite heavily. Everyone's dancing, karaokeing, wedding party. Everyone's having a good time. She says numerous times to me, oh, I'm going to go up to the bar and get a drink. I don't pay any attention to it. She goes up to the bar, gets a drink. I'm sitting there laughing, you know, having a nice evening with my friends. The groom, one of my best friends from college, looks over to me later that evening and says, have you noticed Jennifer missing a lot this evening? I said, no. He says, why don't you go look for her? I said, what do you mean? He says, do me a favor. Go look for your girl. I proceeded to walk around the corner of the bar to the other side of the bar that was hidden from where we were. As I walked around the other side of the bar, she has her hands wrapped around a gentleman's neck as they are sucking face.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was very hurt. This is a woman that 2 weeks earlier had asked me for monogamy. Now I find her with her tongue down another gentleman's throat.
And later today...
Did you ever pay a cable bill?
No.
Did you watch cable?
I wasn't there all the time to watch it.
Give me a break, will you please? I didn't ask you whether you sat there with your eyeballs glued to the television for 24 hours a day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Brodzik says ex-boyfriend Bradley Phillips owes for destroying her belongings in a fit of jealous rage. Bradley says he caught Jennifer kissing another man.
Go ahead.
I then go over, pull the two of them apart, start screaming at her. Without question, I had lost my temper. I was humiliated. I was very hurt. This is a woman that 2 weeks earlier, when I had been in Boston, had asked me for monogamy. Now I find her with her tongue down another gentleman's throat, which was his quote, as a matter of fact, when he was asked by the groom what happened. So my friends say to her, look, go back, get your stuff out of the hotel room. We're going to take him out. You guys separate. I go out with my friends. I go back about an hour and a half later. I get back there. She still hasn't been in the room, hasn't taken any of her stuff out. I proceed to take her stuff in one swoop of my hands, where I had rented a villa on the beach, walked down and threw her items in the ocean.
So?
Overreaction to disturbing and tactless behavior by her. No question. However, I took on an all...
What was left in the room that belonged to her, sir?
I guess the suitcase. I just reached into the suitcase, grabbed all the stuff, walked down and threw it in the ocean.
Did you take her passport?
No, I never touched her passport, ma'am. Did not rip the cover of her passport any way, shape, or form. Everything was in... I just reached in the suitcase, scooped everything up, and threw it in the ocean.
What about the cash?
Have no idea. Never even saw a wallet. There was a bag there, but I just...
What do you mean a bag?
There was her Louis Vuitton handbag. Was part of it.
Was part of what you threw?
Was part of everything that I grabbed, yes.
Okay. And
I would also like to show you the amount for this ruined vacation, which had been going along fine. If she was unhappy with what had been going on the night before, I'm sure she would have been able to communicate that with me. She could have gotten on the plane the next day. To have disgusting behavior at which, in front of one's friends at a wonderful wedding, to end up in a bar kissing another gentleman with all of my friends there and me. This is a woman who pursued me for 18 months on the phone, calling me, telling me that I ruined her life because she couldn't find another man because she was so in love with me. To then taking her away on this beautiful trip, $2,500 vacation, on the second night we're there, I catch her making out with some guy in the bar. I was furious, humiliated, and angry. I overreacted, but nevertheless, it was a reaction to her behavior.
Okay. Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Brad is a raging alcoholic with a violent temper.
She's ready to run around with any guy in a bar who's willing to play tonsil hockey.
This was completely after he said he was leaving with the waitress.
She is nothing but a tramp.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brennan versus Brennan. Step forward, please.
20-year-old homemaker Amanda Brennan is suing her aunt, Elizabeth Brennan, for unpaid utility bills.
Miss Brennan, how is the defendant related to you?
She's my aunt.
According to your complaint, she owes you for some utility bills that were put in your name, but for her home.
Yes, ma'am.
Because of some credit problem that she allegedly has.
Yes, ma'am.
Your aunt says that you actually lived there rent-free. She paid the rent and you paid for the utilities. Is that your defense? Did you, in fact, live with your aunt at any time?
No.
You did not?
No, I did not live.
Did you stay with her at any time?
I would stay with her here and there to help her out while she took her boyfriend to work, and I watched her son in the morning.
When did you put the utilities in your name?
The cable bill was put in my name in her home for 2/28/01. The PG and Energy was installed on 2/14/01, and it was disconnected at 11/2/01. The water was I'm not sure about that.
Well, you must have gotten bills for it.
No, it all went to her home. She got the bills.
All right. So in February of 2001, tell me why you put the utilities in your name.
Oh, well, at one point she was living in West Wyoming. At that time, I did live with her in West Wyoming.
When was that?
It was, I believe
Was that
it
in
was,
February?
No, not in February.
Those bills were from February of 01. Tell me how they got to be put in your name.
She could not get anything put into her name because she had bad credit. She helped me out through problems that I was having. I had
2001.
I'm not sure if I was living in Dallas. I'm not quite sure about that date. I'm not.
Well, you have to, where was she living?
She was living with me because I moved from West Wyoming to Hillside Ave. Me and my boyfriend moved her out of Dallas, moved her into my house where I stored her stuff. And she lived with me up until February 16th of 2001.
Of 2001. When did she move into your house?
She moved in February 9th. Plus, she stayed over after that.
I'm not talking about staying over, Miss Brennan. I'm talking about living with you. She only lived with you in this location for a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And that's the place where the bills were put in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
So she asked you to put the bills in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were, in fact, staying there for a couple of weeks. Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, I had a lot of things to do today.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you moved out.
Yes.
Where did you go when you moved out?
I moved to Church Street, a couple blocks away from her.
Is that right?
Yes, she did move out.
Fine. Now, the time she moved out, what did you do with the utility bills?
I asked Amanda to, I didn't even ask Amanda to put them in her name for me. I didn't even know about it. My sister did.
How did you think you were getting water? You said to me, I didn't even know she put the bills in her name, but you knew you had water.
I didn't ask her to put them in her name for me. I never asked Amanda to do that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda Brennan says she co-signed on utility bills for her aunt, Elizabeth Brennan. Amanda claims Elizabeth owes over $1,700.
How many months' worth of bills do you have there?
I have
From February of 01 until when? February
the PG and
01.
Energy here, from when I called, it was April 8th of 2002.
Judge, I moved out of Hillside Ave because of the gas bill being too high.
Did you ever pay the gas bill?
Did I? No, Amanda.
Did you ever pay the gas bill?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever pay a cable bill?
No.
Did you watch cable?
I wasn't there all the time to watch it.
Give me a break. Will you please just answer my question? When you turned on the television, I didn't ask you whether you sat there with your eyeballs glued to the television for 24 hours a day. You flipped on the television and you watched it, so you had cable, right?
Yes.
And you had water, and you had energy. Did you ever pay any of these bills?
No.
Why not?
Because we were disputing them, because Amanda called PUC to dispute them to see why they were so high. And there was, I didn't...
Just a minute. Forget that one bill. Why didn't you pay the cable bill?
Because Amanda told me I didn't have to.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And it doesn't make sense. And what about the water bill? You were getting the water bills. What were you doing with the bills when you get them? Throwing them in the garbage?
No, I was telling Amanda. Because Amanda was over my house every day. And
You
Amanda
were telling her what?
I didn't even tell Amanda I would pay the water bill or the gas bill. I didn't even know she was putting them in her name because I didn't ask her to do it. My
Can
sister
I see the
did.
bills, please?
I also have a check here that she sent to me after I filed for this to happen. She sent me a $25 check that she put on the bottom bills for Amanda, so she knew that she had.
Let me just see the bills,
Yes,
please.
I don't agree though.
Let me
She
see the
lived
bills.
with me too.
She didn't live with you. Miss Brennan, she didn't live with you there.
It's water.
She lived with you for 2 weeks, you just told me.
She lived with me, but she wouldn't stay at her own house. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So she'd come over to your house.
Exactly. So she stayed there, and she washed her laundry and everything
Here's
in
the
my
cable
house.
bill.
She'd bring her clothes over.
I bought
So what? Just a minute.
dryer.
Just a minute. So what?
And
So I don't feel I have to pay her for the whole bills.
How about any part of them?
I said I would pay for half
Why
of them.
didn't you pay for a year? Anything.
I didn't live there a year. I only lived there from February to November of 2001.
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You lived there 10 months.
Actually.
And you didn't pay for any utilities. And I'm asking you, why? Why did you not pay for any utilities? Let's say you say she came over and did her laundry, so why should you pay for all the bill? Some? Any? Now, did you pay your rent?
Yes, I did.
Every month?
Yes, I did.
So at the time you moved out, you were fully paid on your rent?
Yes.
Really?
that's because she was on Section 8, which Section 8 will pay most of your rent. All she had to pay was just a certain amount of the rent, because that's what I'm on now. That's why the rent was always paid.
Were the bills coming directly to your house?
Mm-hmm, because that's the way she had them. They were coming to my house.
Miss Brennan, let me tell you something. You're supposed to do the right thing. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,775. Thank you, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I never want another thing to do with Amanda because of the things she's already done to me. She's called the cops on me. She's called children's youth on me. She's called Bureau of the Agent. I never want to talk to Amanda again.
She wouldn't take my son to the hospital when he had to go, when he was puking projectile at a week old. I had to wait for my Aunt Kathy and her girlfriend to get back from the bar to take my son to the hospital.
She told me not to worry about this, and she brought it this far. I don't think so.
I did not take advantage of her. I helped her out in a time of need.
Totter versus Ferrier.
Totter, is that how you pronounce your name?
I'm going to say Toto.
Totter versus Ferrier. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Thanks, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge.
Mr. Ferrier is your former husband, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And the co-defendant is his present wife. It is your claim that Mrs. Ferrier called your boss and made some slanderous remarks about you, which caused you a great deal of emotional distress, caused you to have to hire a lawyer, a whole bunch of other things. You want a whole bunch of money from the two of them because you think that they're both responsible. Your former husband and his wife say that you did, in fact, harass both of them, that they've suffered by having to lose wages because work-related absences, and they are counterclaiming. So I want you to tell me, this whole thing started over a $10 check, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a child together with Mr. Ferrier.
Yes.
How old is that child?
Now he's 12 and a half.
And who has custody?
We have joint. I had full custody the first 11 years.
Is that right?
I have custody of him, Your Honor.
You have
physical custody.
We have
but
joint.
It's joint custody.
You have
But
joint
she-
legal. Shh, just a second. You have joint legal custody, but you have physical custody
Yes,
of him.
Your Honor.
Is that by court order?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me about this check that you got back.
I found
Well,
out
that you didn't get back.
I found out that I overpaid and
Overpaid what?
on the medical bill.
You got a medical bill for your son.
Uh-huh.
What was the bill for?
$63.36.
Put the papers down, please. And you paid that bill.
Mm-hmm.
And then you found out that you had overpaid the bill, according to your complaint. How much did you overpay the bill?
$10.69.
Your insurance company sent back a check for $10.69. Who did they send the check to?
To his address.
In whose name was the check?
My son.
And your son's name is?
Shane Ferrier.
And what did Shane do with the check?
All I know is that they both signed it. My son signed it, and my ex-husband signed it.
And that started a problem.
I was very upset. I felt like they took something that didn't belong to them.
So what did you do?
I made a few phone calls.
How many is a few?
From the house that evening, October 7th, I don't remember how many.
More than 5?
I don't know. Maybe 3.
How many phone calls?
Your Honor, I can't remember how many phone calls. She called in the middle of the night. We changed our phone 3 times because of the harassment.
Well, did that start over this $10?
Yes.
Well, your wife says no.
I'm
sorry.
Say yes. No, it started before. This started 12 years ago.
Okay, I'm just talking about this $10 check. So you made some phone calls from the house, Ms. Toder, is that right?
Yeah, it was a few phone calls.
Well, what
And
did
it
you
was
say?
not-
Shh,
I'm
listen to
sorry,
me.
it was not in the middle of the night. It was after I came back from the job. It was after 5 p.m.
What did you say during these 3?
I told them that they're not decent people and they're teaching my son to be a thief.
Okay, that takes 1 phone call. What was the next phone call?
Same thing.
And the next one?
Same thing.
Well, that's harassment.
But it was the one
Shh,
case.
Just a second. I'm not finished with you. Then you went to work. And you called them again from work. Is that right?
Yeah.
How many times did you call them from work?
6 times in 2 days.
And what did you say to them in the 6 times you called
Probably
them?
the same thing. I was probably very upset over the whole
And
thing.
then, Mrs. Ferrier, you called her boss.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said what to her boss?
I called her boss and I said that we were getting a lot of phone calls and I wanted him to talk to her.
About stopping calling during the day?
Yes, and he had no interest in any of it until he found out that they were coming from work.
Well, she admits now that they were coming from work.
So,
So that's what you told was, that you were getting these harassing phone calls and they were coming during work hours.
Right.
That's what your lawsuit is about, Ms. Toder. You say that she made slanderous remarks against you to your boss, which caused you all kinds of trouble and aggravation and emotional distress. So tell me what kind of aggravation and emotional distress was
Can I
caused to
say
you.
something, Your Honor? She told them I made 100 phone calls from the job like 2 years ago.
I'm
2 years
talking
ago,
about,
they didn't
I'm
even
talking
have
about $10.69. I asked you a question. What kind of emotional distress do you believe that you suffered that they should compensate you for?
Okay, first of all, they took me to a drug test.
So, what does that have to do with her? Did
Because she doesn't know me. We never spoke to each other.
Listen to me. What does that have to do with her if you went for a drug test?
That's what she told them, that I was doing drugs.
Did you tell them that she
No,
was doing
ma'am.
drugs? What proof do you have that Miss Ferrier told them that you were using drugs?
Allegation number 4.
This doesn't say that Mr. or Mrs. Ferrier say that you continue to use marijuana, alcohol to an excess and abuse prescription drugs. It doesn't say that they said this about you. This says that they complained about harassing phone calls. And then another paragraph says it is further alleged that you are continuing to use marijuana, alcohol to excess, and abuse prescription drugs. Did you tell them that?
No,
The
I did not.
investigator told me that they did.
Well, I don't know. That's hearsay. Did you ever use marijuana?
No.
Did you ever use alcohol?
I drink alcohol, but I don't abuse it.
Well, maybe. And what about prescription drugs? What drugs do you take?
I used to take Xanax.
And what else do you take?
I got something new after this attack started. I'm not sure the name of it.
You're not sure of the kind of drug you take?
No,
That's interesting.
I can't pronounce it.
Why are you laughing?
Just because Your Honor, I can't understand anybody that could take a prescription and not know the name of it.
Try to behave yourself.
Okay, Your Honor.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The rambling is of somebody who is using or overusing prescription drugs. It says that she's afraid that you're going to be abusive, but please take her son because she can't take care of him because he's out of control and she's going on her honeymoon.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Shoshana Toder says ex-husband William Ferrier and his wife Kathy made false allegations to her employer. The Ferriers claim she harassed them over the phone.
Okay. And as a result of whatever allegations these were, mostly use of the telephone, what happened?
I was just upset, Joanna.
Well, then you shouldn't have done what you did, madam.
I understand that. But
then why are you here in court?
In the heat of the moment, because I had expenses.
Well, what does that have to do with court? You made a mistake. You made a mistake by calling, at least according to you, 9 times, all complaining because they cashed a $10.69 check that they received that was made out to your son, who I assume you support. Is that right?
No.
Well, if you don't support him, then why would you complain anyway if they cashed a $10.69?
I'm not supposed to support him yet.
Listen to me. You are a parent. You're supposed to support him. He's not in your custody.
I understand.
If he's not in your custody, then you're supposed to support him. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you're off the hook. If you were a man standing over here and saying, I'm not supposed to support him yet, what does that mean? You're the parent. Did you pay support when the child lived with her?
Yes.
How much?
He's a deadbeat, by the way.
How much?
$500 a month, Your Honor, the maximum amount. She asked for $1,100, and the judge told her no.
I don't ask. Did I ask you to editorialize for me, sir?
No, you didn't.
Good. So, and you pay, I don't care how much you paid. If you didn't pay $500, you paid $300, you paid $300, you paid $200. You pay nothing. So if you pay nothing, and if you're just angry that your son went to live with his father...
No, I'm really not angry, Your Honor.
Then you shouldn't have been angry over a $10.69 check.
Your Honor, I'm not angry about him because I know my ex-husband wanted it, and my son came to me and told me, Mom, I was with you for 11 years, now I want to be with Dad. So I said, okay. I was going to fight for him, but when he told me that, I said, okay, go to your dad and be happy. But she's not happy about that. She doesn't want to raise a 7th kid.
Listen to me, madam. I don't know why you came to court. You did the wrong thing, causing you to have expenses, then you have to pay for them. If you wanted to call up and speak to your ex-husband once and say, listen, I understand that you got this check for $10.69. That check really belonged to me because I paid...
I can't communicate with him, Your Honor.
Hey, I'm speaking to you. You called 9 times. You were harassing them. I said if you called once and said it, that was one thing. That's not what you told me.
He hung up on me. I can't talk to him. Ever since they got married...
Then that means he didn't want to talk to you.
Ever since... Well, that doesn't help my kid.
Then write him a letter. What good does it do to you for you to harass him on the telephone?
That was not meant as harassment.
Well, I'm telling you, it's harassment. So you have no case. Now, let's turn to you.
Your Honor, what I've gone through... I have had more temporary restraining orders filed by Mrs. Toder or Miss Toder, my former ex-wife or my ex-wife. And she has taken me to court, and when we were in front of the judge in Las Vegas, she didn't show up for the temporary restraining order. Twice she didn't. Or no, the first time she showed up...
This is the restraining orders that she took out against you.
She's using the court as a form of harassment, and she's been doing it to me for a long time.
Speak.
What happened is when she took me in front of the judge said, well, do you want to continue? Do you feel he's...
Hearsay. What the judge said to you was hearsay unless you have a document from the court.
I do.
Let me see.
I have a document.
Good. Let me see it.
Not for the first one. I have one for the second one that she never showed up for. Okay? And she said she was on her honeymoon. And that's what I'm talking about. Here she even writes, is this it here? She writes in here that I'm going to be on my honeymoon, so I can't even make it to the court hearing. I believe it's this one here.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, I'm just saying, this is what I'd like her to be able to stop using the court as a form of harassment, because she's had me in court so many times, and I always feel like I'm the defendant and that I have to defend myself.
Well, you are the defendant now,
in front of courts. I didn't even want to be here today, even though you're a fine person, but this is not where I want to spend my time in court.
I absolutely got it. Was she granted a temporary restraining order as a result of this application?
No, Your Honor, she wasn't.
She was not.
She was denied.
Of course she was. Of course she was, because There is no basis for it in her application. There's no basis for her to get a temporary restraining order based upon what she alleges here. It's the ramblings of somebody who is using or overusing prescription drugs. Go ahead.
Your Honor, that's what I'm saying, that she's using the court as a form of harassment.
Okay, there is absolutely no basis for her to get an order of protection based upon what she writes in here. It's a lot of garbage. It says that she's afraid that you're going to be abusive, but please she wants you to take her son because she can't take care of him because he's out of control, and she's going on her honeymoon.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, he's doing very well in school
now. Tell me what you want.
We want the court, her not to be able to use the court to drag me through.
Mr. Ferrier, all too often people abuse the system, and they take time away from cases that need court time because they got their own personal shtick that they want to take care of. Now, your ex-wife came here to court, and if it wasn't this court, it would have been someplace else, because she was complaining that she had expenses and embarrassment as a result of your wife calling her boss. She caused the problem. She harassed you. She called time after time after time to complain about the cashing of this $10.69 check. By the way, what did you do with that money? Did you have it?
My son kept the money, and he even called her and offered to do chores for her to pay her back, and she said, no, I want your father to pay it back. And I said, no, I'm not paying it back.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead. Shh, go ahead.
Okay, on May 14, I had a chat with him for the first time in a year. And all I want is really to communicate with him, you know, regarding our son. But ever since he got married, I don't feel that I can. He either hangs up on me, she hangs up on me, or whatever. And I asked him about contacting my job, and I said, Sean, why did you contact my job? And he said to me, I had nothing to do with it. And I said, Sean, your name is on it. And he said, I had to keep my wife happy. I think that's a lame excuse to keep the wife happy, so.
You did the wrong thing. Stop blaming everybody else. You had no right to call their home 3 times. I guarantee it was a lot more. You have the tape?
We have tapes of what she said, Your
Well,
Honor.
let me hear them. Let me hear them.
I'm not denying it, that I made these phone calls.
They're a little nastier than what you said.
You're nasty, Sean.
I don't slander you.
I can't hear it. Can you bring it up here, please?
He's very cute.
I never denied I made these phone calls.
Well, they get real nice.
Could you please be quiet?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a repeat.
I think that's a repeat.
That's a repeat. Okay.
I never denied I made these phone calls.
I want to tell you something. You just acknowledged on that tape a federal crime. Do you understand that? If you're getting mail of his from credit card companies and shredding it, that's a federal crime. That's
I'm not doing.
I'm speaking to you.
I'm not getting his mail.
I'm speaking to you. That's what you said you did on the tape.
Wanted to put him off. I don't get his mail.
You got it, madam. That's what you wanted to do. And you succeeded. And so stop standing here complaining and abusing the courts again. Your case is dismissed. And all I can tell you is I'm not going to be able to stop her from filing these frivolous claims. It's going to have to be a judge in your jurisdiction that has some chutzpah. All right? You thought I was going to say it, didn't you? Who's going to say to her, you come in 9 o'clock in the morning, you wait until 5 o'clock till the end of my calendar every time you want to file a petition. You come in, you explain to me what you want to file, you explain to me why, and I'll see if I'm going to give you permission to file that case. until you get a judge that's going to be able to say that she's going to continue to abuse the system. But I find it offensive when someone abuses the system. They abuse the system. They abuse me because they're abusing the other people. When she came in and filed this piece of garbage that took time away from a clerk to fill out papers, her papers, other people were waiting. They had to wait an extra hour or two because she was filing this piece of trash. And then it took time from a judge to hear it.
He told me to buy a life vest. I mean,
I'm telling you to, and I'm telling you better. I'm telling you to get a life. Your case is dismissed. So's your counterclaim. I've given you my best advice. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's to the point where my wife wants a divorce. She can't stand the harassment that we're going through from her.
I just want to be able to communicate with my ex-husband about our son. And ever since he got married, he died.
I feel like she's capable of really a lot more, and I'm afraid.
If we can communicate and discuss things on a simple, level, we wouldn't be here.
He's gone through 12 years. I've gone through 2, and I filed for divorce. I can't take it.
Yeah, this is case number 390 on the calendar in the matter of Hopkins versus Googler. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. Be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Ms. Hopkins, the defendant is your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that owing to the fact that your mother made a false report to Child Protective Services, your children were removed from your custody for a brief period of time. In addition to that, you lost your job and suffered other financial ramifications as a result of that false complaint. Your mother's response indicates that she told the truth. She doesn't deny that she made a report to Child Protective Services. Is that right?
That's right.
Your grandson was visiting with you.
Yes, he was.
How old is he?
9.
Your daughter has how many children?
2.
You have a 9-year-old and then a 5-year-old?
5-year-old.
5-year-old is a girl or a boy?
Boy, 2 boys.
And other than the 2 children, who do you live with?
My fiance.
Is he the father of either of these children?
No, he is not.
Do the 9-year-old and the 5-year-old have the same father?
No, they do not.
When was your grandson visiting with you?
I picked him up on October the 2nd. I took him home on October the 5th. And then I went back and picked him up again on October the 7th. And I kept him until October the 10th. When the Sheriff's Department called me, took my statement, and asked me to bring my grandson to the police station.
Okay. Now, I'd like you to tell me, Ms. Kugler, what prompted you to call Child Protective Services?
My grandson, on October the 3rd, told his grandfather
Step up.
that Mommy had threw a phone and hit him.
You didn't hear this conversation?
No, he told his granddad.
Okay. Mr. Kugler, where were you when you had this conversation with your grandson?
In the front room of our house.
What prompted the conversation?
He came in, he was on the computer doing a school game, computer game, or race cars or something. And he came in to me and he says, "Daddy, my head hurts." And I says, "What happened?" And he says, "Mother hit me with the phone." I looked at it and there was a bruise behind his ear and a little redness.
Just redness?
A little lump. Not.
This was the day after he arrived?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Gina was at therapy treatment. When she came home, I said, "Timmy came up to me a little while ago complaining of a sore behind his ear. It hurt." So we called Timmy back in, and he repeated it to us.
Did he say when that happened?
It was just the day before when he was over at the house with his mother.
No, Judge Judy. Timothy didn't give me the exact date, but he had told me that his mom, when his dad brought him home from a visit, had threw his Pokemon cards in the garbage.
Okay. And then what did he tell you?
He says, "My mommy threw the phone, and it hit me right here, Grandma." I says, "What happened, Timothy?" He says, "Mommy was mad because I was whining over my bicycle, my finger bicycle."
A finger?
Finger bike. It's a little bike that you play with, you can use for your fingers. And it broke, and Mommy was mad. And I went, "Okay."
That's not true.
Shh. Go ahead.
So I told him, I says, "Timmy," I says, "I know that you're 9 years old, and I know that you're a big boy, but Grandma needs to see you." I says, "I need to see if there's any marks on you." There was black and blue marks on Timothy's bottom.
Where on his bottom?
They were across his bottom.
Across his buttocks?
Yes.
What did they look like?
They were black and blue marks.
Were they linear?
He had a bruise on his leg that looked like it was an electric cord that he got hit with.
Did you ask him about it?
I asked him, and he says, Mommy hits me with the belt wherever she wants to hit me.
Oh, my God.
So what did you do, Miss Googler?
I cried because I know how nasty my daughter's temper can be.
What did you do?
They called the police.
Shh, Miss Hopkins.
No, I did not, Your
What did
Honor.
you do?
I called CPS the following morning.
Okay, and you made a report.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Then you say on the 5th of October you brought your grandson back to his mother's.
Yes, I did.
Did you have any conversation with her when you brought
No,
the
I did
child
not.
back?
I did not ask her about it.
Okay. Was this the first time that you had noticed any bruises on your grandson?
No, it's not.
When previously to that had you noticed any bruises on your
Back in
grandson?
1998, when he was 5 years old, he had a bruise on his leg that you could tell it was a cord that had smacked his leg.
Did you have a conversation with your daughter at that time?
I told my daughter at that time that she needed anger management because she was very, very angry when it came to her kids. That same day that we got into that conversation, Your Honor, she told my grandson he didn't mind his grandpa one day. She told him if he didn't listen to his grandpa, that she was going to pound the living out of him.
Okay. When you had this conversation with your daughter when your grandson was 5, did your daughter acknowledge at that time that she had in fact hit him?
No, she didn't.
When did either Child Protective Services, Ms. Hopkins, or the police come to your home?
October 10th. There was 2 reports made, one on October 3rd, the second one on October 10th. They said that I was accused by my stepfather, Mr. Googler, that I beat my son in the head with a phone. And I said, that didn't happen. What did happen was about 3 weeks before, Mr. Timmy got mad at me because I threw his Pokemon cards away.
Mr. Timmy, is that
That's what I would refer to my baby. Well, I have Mr. Timmy, Mr. Andy. Mr. Timmy got mad at me because I threw his Pokemon cards away because I don't approve of them. And he said, I want to call Grandma. I said, you're not calling Grandma. You're going to go to your room. He said, you're being just like Grandma says, Mom. And I threw the phone at the wall, and the phone did break.
When you threw the phone at the wall, did any part of the phone hit him accidentally?
I don't know. It could have. The battery of the back of the phone could have. But there was no marks on that child.
Okay, just a second. So that it is possible that part of the phone, when you threw it in anger, did in fact hit your son?
It could have.
It
could have.
Could have.
It could have.
Now, as far as the mark that your mother says she saw on the child's buttocks.
She bumped her head.
Shh, pay attention to me. Have you ever used a belt or something else to reprimand your children?
I have spanked my son on his behind with my hand. I have never beat him with a belt, an extension cord, a vacuum cord, or anything
or any
for
other
that matter.
kind of cord. When was the last time prior to October the 3rd that you spanked your son with your hand?
He doesn't get spanked all that often.
No, I'm just asking you because your mother says she saw.
My mother's a liar.
Just answer my questions, would you please?
Months.
Months.
It doesn't do anything to spank Timmy.
Fine. Now, the police arrived with Child Protective Services, and they arrived at your house on the 10th.
It was just the police at first. They
And
talked to me and my fiance. As soon as they left, I called my mother, and I said, you need to bring Timmy home because we need to have a family discussion. No, I don't want to bring him home. What's going on? I said, just bring him home. I'm going to lose my grandson. And she started crying. And I said, okay, I will meet you at your house, and we'll sit at your table, and we'll have a family discussion. We did so. Myself, my fiance, and my 5-year-old went to my mother's house. We sat at her kitchen table, and I said, Timmy, why did you say that? And he looked at my mother. And I said, Timmy, baby, you need to tell me because I'm in a lot of trouble now. Because I wanted to stay at Grandma and Grandpa's house for the rest of my break. I didn't want to go back to stay with my dad on the weekend. And I said, you shouldn't have lied. And my mother looked at Timmy and said, Timmy, you shouldn't have told Papa that if it wasn't true. You should not have lied to Papa. And he said, I'm sorry, Grandma.
Okay.
We left, and about 6 p.m., sheriff showed up at my house and took my 5-year-old and said that I was under investigation for child abuse and child neglect, and they took my kids.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jennifer Hopkins says her mother, Regina Googler, filed a false report with Child Services. Regina says Jennifer threw a telephone at her 9-year-old son.
Okay. At the first court hearing, you were present?
Correct.
You had an attorney?
Correct.
And the Child Protective Services attorney was present?
Correct.
And a social worker?
Correct.
When was that hearing?
The first one was November 6th.
And at that point, both the children were out of your custody?
Yes. They were in
Who were
foster
they
care.
with? Both children were in foster care with
Yes.
strangers?
Uh-huh.
Were both of your children returned to you after the hearing of
Nope.
November 6th?
No.
They were not?
No, they went to their fathers. Timmy went to live with his dad in Barstow, and Andrew went to live with his father in Hesperia.
Okay. Were both fathers present at the hearing?
Yes, they were.
And the fathers had attorneys?
Yes, they did.
And the fathers wanted custody of the children, at least temporarily?
Temporary custody. They'd rather have them, and I would have rather had them with them than foster care.
Okay, but the judge did not return the children to you after the hearing?
No. He gave me visitation, supervised visitation.
Did your mother participate in that hearing, by the way? Only the social worker?
It was the three parents, the social worker, my attorney, and their attorneys.
And also an attorney.
We were not allowed to be there.
No. Listen. I was in family court for a long time. That's how I can ask these questions. Yes. In addition to all of the adults and their attorneys, the children also had an attorney.
Correct.
And was it the position of the children's attorney that the children should not be returned to your custody at that time?
Correct.
So, Child Protective Services, after an initial evaluation, and a judge hearing the testimony, Ms. Hopkins, of the social worker, and the judge, after hearing the recommendation of the children's law guardian, decided not to return the children to you at that time.
Correct.
Then you had a second hearing.
January 8th.
And on January 8th, were both of your children returned to you?
Yes, they were.
At the fact-finding hearing, did the court make a determination as to whether either of these children had been either abused or neglected?
I have a report from the social worker.
I'd like to see the court's finding.
I have this one here.
I'd like to see it, please. Am I correct that the recommendation of the court was that your older son be returned to his father?
That was my recommendation.
No.
If you read a little
the court's
further,
recommendation, in summary, is it is recommended that the court finds the allegations of the original petition to be true as amended. And that is that you admitted
to throwing the phone.
To throwing the phone in the direction of the child. You admitted to that. So the court made a finding of neglect.
I admitted I threw the phone.
Then the court made a finding of neglect against you. And then there was a dispositional hearing. And at the dispositional hearing, it looks to me as if the recommendation was that Timothy go to live with his father and that custody be granted to the father. Now, did that happen?
Yes, it did. I gave
so that both
right.
So I'm correct, Ms. Hopkins, that Timothy is now in the custody of his father.
Yes, he is.
So that both children are not in your custody. Only one of them is in your custody.
I let Timmy go live with his father. The social worker and the kid's attorney asked me if I wanted him to go live with his father, and I said, it's in there. And I said, yes, because he's been transferred to 4 different schools in 3 months.
Look, there was a complaint filed. A complaint was filed by your mother because of an allegation that your son made that he was excessively corporally punished by you. Under the circumstances, she did the right thing. She saw a mark on his ear.
There were no marks.
I'm speaking. She saw a mark on his ear that was consistent with being hit. There is no question that your son, Timmy, told his attorney that he had, in fact, been hit by a phone or a piece of the phone by you in anger. The judge, at the conclusion of the hearing, made a finding that you did, in fact, neglect your child while in anger, throwing an object which caused him to be injured. The judge set a disposition, which is deciding what to do about your 2 children, because if you were neglectful of one, the law presumes that you have neglected both, and the court scheduled a dispositional hearing. The recommendation that the court made was that your older child be turned over to his biological father and that custody be granted to the father. You may have agreed with that, but that was the recommendation. And that since you had attended anger management program.
Correct. Anger management
and
parenting.
I assume you would not have consented to unless you felt that you needed it.
I did need it.
And you went, and the judge at that time said that the judge would return your 5-year-old to you under supervision with a social worker who comes to your house occasionally.
He's home. That's the dispositional hearing.
I understand that. The 5-year-old was sent home to you, but Child Protective Services continues to monitor.
Correct.
Listen, I was in the family court 25 years. You're not talking to some jerk. Ms. Hopkins, what I'm telling you is you have no case against your mother at all, because a court found that you had, in fact, neglected, under the law, both your children by losing your temper and throwing the phone. So the greater issue is, it seems to me that your children your younger child at least, who is still in your custody, and probably your older child, who I assume that you see under this visitation arrangement.
He'll be home in 6 months.
Well, who knows whether he's going to be home in 6 months, Miss Hopkins. You're not entitled to that child any more than his father is entitled to his custody. Wherever the child is best suited, that's where the child is going to be. Right now, you have a finding of neglect against you. If the child is thriving in the care of his father, that's where the child will stay. And no judge is going to remove that child from his father's care. Maybe that the child will come home, maybe not. Now, this fiancé of yours that you called your mother about to ask her to help you get him out of the house at one point, there is no question in my mind that happened. Now, my question to you is, you have 2 children. They have 2 different fathers. You have a fiancé. Is he still living with you?
Yes, 4 years.
What kind of work does he do?
He's a correctional officer.
Does he have children of his own?
No, he does not.
Do you see your 5-year-old grandson?
I don't see either one of my grandchildren. That's one thing. When I filled out the paperwork with the CPS people, they handed me a packet and asked me to fill it out. I did, and I put in the paperwork that I would like. I didn't mind if my grandchildren went to their fathers, or even if my daughter got them back. I would just like to have grandparents' visitation rights.
There was orders made January 8th. She is not to have any contact with either child, because the social worker and the children's attorney and the social worker's supervisor found that she had lied to them and that the allegations that she had made were absolutely absurd. There were no marks when they removed the children from me. There was no marks whatsoever. They took them from me to the emergency room. There were no marks on the children.
Ms. Hopkins, the original complaint was made on the 3rd of October, and Timmy was not removed until the 10th of October. By that time, in that 8-day period, bruises go away, bruises fade. The fact that you acknowledge and that the court found that in anger you injured your son, which is what he reported to his lawyer. He didn't lie to his lawyer. He didn't lie to the social worker. And in fact, he didn't lie to his grandmother. And your mother didn't lie to Child Protective Services when she called and said he was hit behind the ear with a phone that Mommy hit him with. Well, to a 9-year-old, that's true. And the fact that by the time they removed him, whatever marks your mother saw on the 3rd of October had dissipated doesn't mean that you didn't see them on the 2nd. And all I can tell you is this. Children thrive on the widest possible community of love and affection. And it may or may not be that you will be successful in securing visitation rights.
She won't see him.
Shh. Pay attention to me. Right now, your daughter is very angry with you, and she may continue to be angry with you. All I can tell you is all I can tell you is listen to me very carefully. You did the right thing, and if by doing the right thing you lose visitation with your grandchildren while they're little, that's a price that you have to pay. Because when your grandson came to you and said that he was the victim of his mother's temper, you had 2 choices. Either you do nothing or you become active. Now, it's very possible that your daughter would not have done anything to seriously or mortally harm either of your grandchildren.
Never.
But, well, you say never. If you have a temper and you throw a phone at a 9-year-old because he wanted to call his grandmother, wanted to go and stay with her, you threw away his cards, he was having a temper tantrum, and you, Miss Hopkins, responded by having a temper tantrum.
Correct.
That's not what a parent does. Parent does not have a temper tantrum.
You're right.
Okay? Now, you did the right thing because children have to be protected.
Yes.
And you have to say to yourself, I want to see my grandchildren, I want to be part of their lives, but if the price that I had to pay for losing that while they're little was making this call, I can sleep better because I made the call. Because if I didn't make the call and something happened, I would die.
Mm-hmm.
You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Case is over.
What is our excuse? You may step out.
Well, she's still not going to see my kids.
My daughter is very angry, and I don't know why. She's been angry all her life.
I want her to stay out of my life.
I was on the local school board for 14 years. I saw a lot of child abuse cases. I couldn't stand seeing any more with our grandchild.
If there is something going on, then call for help. But if there's not, don't make a big thing out of nothing.
Defendant kept some property that is rightfully yours after you broke up. You were in a long-term relationship, about 4 years, and lived together for all that time?
Correct.
Mr. Mock says you got whatever you're going to get.
Yes.
So, when did you move in together and when did you leave?
We got together August 7th, 1999.
And when did you separate?
We broke up September 17th. I moved out October 1st.
What arrangements did you make with Mr. Mock about the division of property?
Well, him and my brother both loaded the items that we discussed as I was loading the truck that he said that I could have. I had taken one of the dressers and two of the nightstands for the bedroom set, and that was fine. And he said that, you know, his stuff was still in the one dresser and that, you know, as soon as he replaced it, he would deliver that item to my mother's house. The steamer and the vacuum cleaner, he wanted to clean the carpets and stuff before I took those. There was a blow-up pool for my son, and then also...
Did you have a child living with you?
Correct.
But this was not the child of this relationship. It was,
no.
How old is your son?
My son's 8 years old.
What items did you take with you?
I got one of the freezers, the washer and dryer. He said it wasn't a problem to take the washer and dryer. He was just going to replace them anyways.
Don't tell me. You're editorializing.
Sorry.
You got a freezer? Had you bought that freezer?
The freezer was given to us by his ex-sister-in-law.
Okay. So the answer is you did not buy the freezer?
No.
Did you buy the washer and dryer?
I bought the washer. The dryer was his brother's.
What else did you take?
As far as furniture?
Bedroom furniture. Who purchased it?
We purchased it together.
So you both paid for it?
Correct.
Is that right?
I paid for it.
All the furniture, all the bedroom furniture?
Yes.
Is that right?
No, that's incorrect. Both our money went into a joint account for the 4 years that we were together. We opened an account in March of 2000.
And you were employed?
Correct. I haven't been employed other than 3 weeks the entire time we've been together.
So when you say that you paid for it by check?
I actually paid for it by cash. What I would typically do would be to deposit a certain amount of my check into the joint account, and then I would keep a certain amount for myself or whatever.
For cash?
Right, for cash.
Well, that's okay. That's the way you set up your finances, so that you didn't pay for it. It was paid for from joint money. Okay. What is it that you want now?
All I want is the items that on the day that I moved out and we loaded the truck, we discussed the electric skillet and we purchased off eBay that had not arrived yet.
Do you have a list of those things?
Yes, I do.
Let me see it, please.
They are right there.
Ms. Cook, don't be nervous. I only eat litigants on Thursday.
Sorry.
She wants a vanity-style dresser. Do you have that?
That is, yes, the dresser part of that bedroom set.
Okay. You have any problem giving her that?
Yes.
Why?
Out of the bedroom, I've kept that dresser. She's taken the bed, she's taken the nightstand, she's
so you want the dresser?
Oh, yeah, I would like to at least have a dresser.
You can have it. It's yours. It's his. You took the bed, you took the other dresser, now he's got that. That's it. Period. Listen, when two people are married and they live together, they have courts to decide about the division of property.
Correct.
When two people decide to live together and do a test run, we don't have courts for test runs. You two people put money in a joint bank account, which means that all the things that were purchased, according to you, except the stuff that was given by his family, was purchased from the joint account. You took most of the bedroom furniture. He wants the dresser. He's got it. I'm the judge. Period. End of discussion. Over. Don't respond. Next. Steam cleaner.
The steam cleaner at the beginning of summer, I had given her the money to go to town to buy.
Don't tell me you gave her the money. So you both put money in the joint account. It's not your money. Did you tell her that she could have the steam cleaner?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to interject. My mother was there the day that he said that he would deliver all these items to my mother's house. My brother called.
He changed his mind.
But the day that he was served with papers.
In order to have a contract, you have to have an offer and acceptance, and there has to be some consideration. What was the consideration for him giving you all the property?
I didn't ask for any of the vehicles that were purchased. I didn't ask for reimbursement for any of the money for his mortgage payments. I didn't ask for reimbursement.
You don't get, let me explain something. You don't get reimbursement for money for his mortgage payments because you and your child were living there.
What about the $1,100 that's still owed on my mother's Lowe's account for items that are permanently part of that house? I couldn't take my garden window.
Let me explain something to you, my dear. You do not invest money in a home unless you're married.
Oh, I know that now.
Well, if you watched regularly, you would have known it before. You do not invest money in a house.
I thought that when he said that he would do something, that he was actually maybe for the first time going to do it.
Okay. Did you purchase an electric skillet on your account?
Yes.
Who paid for it?
I did.
Show me. Prove it.
I cannot prove it.
That's too bad. She gets the skillet. $400.
How much, ma'am?
Skillet? How much was the skillet?
This is the actual payment. We purchased it on eBay. This is the replacement
Just a second,
cost.
who's we? I thought you said you purchased it.
I purchased it. I paid for it. I purchased the...
From where did you get the money?
We bought it off eBay.
Not we. Where did you get the money? Where did you get the money?
I paid for it out of my paycheck after we split up.
Well, show me.
It's right there.
Okay, good. Is this what you showed me, $36?
Yes, but the replacement cost, I want the skillet.
It was purchased on September 8th. This was before you broke up.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I guess that I had that date wrong. But it was, I went in and paid for it.
I mean, it's sort of interesting that you say that the skillet is worth $400 and you
That's
paid...
the replacement cost if I were to have to go buy it.
Oh, well, you don't get that, madam.
I want the skillet.
But you don't get that. You were living together. Correct. I told you, you have a problem. Your problem is things that were purchased from a joint account. Okay. Courts don't do that anymore. I mean, if I'm looking at any item here that looks as if, for instance, I have a small child's desk. Whose is that?
That is hers.
Where is it?
It is at her house.
No, it is not.
Her brother returned it for me.
You're the brother?
Who is that?
Step up.
Yes,
You're Miss Cook's brother?
yes, I am.
You brought the child's desk where?
Over to where she is living at her mother's house. It is sitting on the front porch.
You don't get along with your sister, I assume?
No, not really.
Okay. What about an inflatable swimming pool?
The inflatable swimming pool. And I'm sorry, ma'am, for laughing. It is at my house. It is in the garbage trailer. It was a $15.
It was 30.
Okay, it was a $30 inflatable pool that sat out in the sun all summer.
Well, if she wants to come over and get it, leave it out 5 days from today. If she wants to come and pick it up, she's going to pick it up.
Gladly.
Okay?
Yes.
Because that you don't sit in that, do you?
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're being petty. I don't know why.
It's items that he said I could have. And he said in front of my mother that I could have, and the day they were served, they were going to deliver.
And later today,
The two of you believe that Mr. Gelhar owes you for mental distress. And Mr. Gelhar says that you aggravated him into an ulcer. Huh. Everybody's in Never Never Land here.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rachel Cook claims former lover Dan Mock will not return her things. Dan says she should move on with her life.
Miss Cook, my sense is that you're being pretty petty. Most of these things are not worth a lot of money. They have no sentimental value.
They do to me.
No, a swimming pool that you bought for $30 that is plastic doesn't have sentimental value.
No, but when we didn't have it, when we unloaded, my son cried. He wanted his desk, he wanted certain items.
Miss Cook, I can't tell you that you don't have the desk. Your brother says that the desk is on the porch in your house.
It was not there when we left.
Check again. My sense is that Mr. Mock is not lying to me. It seems to me that when you left, you took an awful lot of stuff with you. You loaded it in a truck.
But I also...
not go. You want more?
I paid for stuff into that house as well. And I feel that
Your problem is you feel as if because you invested money in a house that was not yours, that you can't take out of the house, you should be able to get the things that you can take out of the house.
But I didn't take everything that you can take out of there. I didn't take the desk. I told him he could have the computer desk that I paid for. Good. I didn't take the surround sound system, which, great, I have a big screen TV that he was kind enough to let me have that has no internal speaker. So without a sound system, it's pretty much worthless.
You mean you can't watch television on it?
You can watch television on it, but you can't hear it.
Well, you go get a little speaker and plug it in.
But, I mean, that's the thing. I didn't take... We had two
You're being
surround
petty.
systems.
I don't know why, but this stuff here that you have here is nonsense. I mean, it's really nonsense.
But it's items that he said I could have. And he said in front of my mother that I could have, and the day they were served, they were going to deliver.
Listen to me. I'm not listening to your mother.
Okay.
Is there anything on her wish list that you feel as if you can part with?
Ma'am.
Just to answer my question,
No,
sir. Nothing. It's all important to you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's all important to you. It's the only vacuum cleaner in your house.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
No,
Okay.
there's one out in the storage unit.
Is there another vacuum cleaner in the storage unit?
There may be. If there is, she's welcome.
And he has a new
Just
dresser.
shh. So you would have no objection to going to look and seeing if there is another vacuum cleaner that you might want to give her?
Yes, ma'am.
So I want you to do that. If you find it, you put it on the curb with the swimming pool.
Will do.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Have a happy life. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The real reason we were here was because I have a new girlfriend.
If he feels that I'm being petty and jealous over his convicted felon girlfriend, I'm really sorry, but she's not half the woman I am.
She's angry. She's upset.
He cheated on me, whether he wants to feel that he cheated on me or not.
She just can't. She can't let go.
I still love him. But you know what? I'm not in love with him. As far as I'm concerned, he is worse than scum.
She's just one of those people that is just never going to let go until she finally finds someone and moves on with her life.
I am back together with somebody extremely important in my life.
That's what she needs.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hoisington Mayak versus Gelhard. Step forward, please.
Musician Tori Mayak and his fiancée, 22-year-old business student Michelle Hoisington, are suing computer accounts manager William Gelhard for rent, bills, and death threats. William is countersuing for an ulcer caused by their death threats.
Whose last name is Hoisington? You're the girlfriend?
Yes.
And this is your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Yours and or your mother's?
Yes, it's in my mother's name, ma'am.
So it's your mother's home?
Yes.
You live there?
Yes.
The two of you believe that Mr. Gelhard owes you for security deposits, some rent, some utilities, and a whole lot of aggravation that you categorize as mental distress.
Most definitely, Your Honor.
And Mr. Gelhard says he owes you for nothing, but that you aggravated him into an ulcer, and he wants $5,000 for the ulcer. Right?
Correct.
Oh, everybody's in Never Never Land here. Mr. Gelhard, I'm going to deal with your mental distress first.
Okay.
You moved into their home, and you claimed that because they were such terrible people, they were involved in fighting and drugs and everything else, you developed an ulcer.
Yes, it did.
And that's your counterclaim.
Yes, it is.
Let's take care of it right now.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Forget it. If you don't like where you're living, you move.
Right.
Right? You weren't sentenced there. You weren't under house arrest. Nobody put a chain link fence on your foot and told you you had to stay in the house. They were aggravating you. You leave.
Exactly.
Okay, good. So, counterclaim over. Perfect. Now, next. This house is in your mother's name.
Correct.
Were you renting it from your mother?
I was living there with my mother and my auntie and my sister. They all had to move back to Wisconsin, where I'm originally from, for a family emergency. The landlord agreed to let us take over the lease, so we did
So this is a
at that
leased
time.
house?
Yes, correct.
And originally the lease was in your mother's name?
This is correct, yes.
Is it still in your mother's name?
Yes, this is correct.
So it's your mother's security deposit?
This is correct.
Now, who was he a friend of?
Your Honor, this man was a lifelong friend of mine. I've known him since, okay.
Good. He's a friend of yours.
Right.
Now, as far as I can gather here, he needed a place to stay because he was coming out of drug rehab.
He was homeless. He showed up at my doorstep with basically
Had
2
you been
glad
in
bags
any
full of his
rehab
possessions.
programs?
Was
Never in any rehab
His
program.
girlfriend had kicked him out of his house, Your Honor. He showed up at my doorstep.
So he was homeless?
Yes, I was doing a good Samaritan deed, letting him live at my house.
Everybody wants to talk. When you say you took him in, what arrangement did you make with him as far as rent? Did you make any, or did your mother make it?
While he was living there with my mother, he was to pay $500 a month, which included phone, food, all utilities, and rent.
You were paying his mother $500 a month.
Yep.
Starting when?
Starting the day I moved in.
Which was when?
Which was about 8, 9 months ago. I don't know. I can't remember.
What day?
February 2nd, Your Honor. He showed up at my door with 2 glad bags.
2203. He's paying $500. And how many months did you pay the $500?
Up until
June,
August.
Your Honor, when my mother moved back to Wisconsin due to a family illness.
Okay. When did she move back?
She moved on June 1st, Your Honor. She was gone.
Now, on June 1st, did you negotiate different terms with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
Because my mom wanted us to reimburse her for the security deposit, over $3,500 down. And we all agreed to it. We all agreed to that, Your Honor.
They discussed it with me.
And he agreed to it.
But the fact was, she was like, it's just like putting money in the bank and you'll get it when the lease is up, word for word.
And?
And I said, you know, I personally would not mind paying whatever I have to pay, but once things started breaking in the house and what have you, and my clothes got sold because I wasn't there, that, to me, ended any kind of verbal agreement we had.
So what rent does he owe you, sir?
Right now, he owes me for the month of October, plus he didn't pay it to me, so there's an $83.10 late fee.
Just a minute. You left me in June. Did he pay rent in July?
Oh, yeah, he paid rent for June, July, August, September.
And how much did he pay?
After my mom left, he paid $350 a month.
Okay. October, were you living there, sir?
No, I was out by September.
Was he there in October?
No.
And he doesn't have to pay rent? So it's just October rent?
October rent plus the late fee plus all the money for a security deposit.
He doesn't owe you any money for security deposit, sir. You think he's going to come after you when you're finished living in that house a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and say, can I have my $1,200 back? And you're going to give him his $1,200 back?
Yes, I would have.
It's not going to happen.
Well, not now. He hasn't given me any money. He gave me
Absolutely right. When you have property, in order to have a valid contract, it has to be in writing.
I've known this man for 20 years since I was in the 9th grade.
So what are you doing here, Mr. Mayak? I don't understand what you're doing here.
Well, I have a close to $2,700 claim against this guy.
You don't have a $2,700 claim, sir. He doesn't have to pay you security deposit. He's not there. You don't even claim in your paperwork that he caused any damage to the property from the time he was living there until the day he moved out, which would suggest that he would be liable for any damage. However, after he moved out, it's possible that you were going to cause a great deal of damage, which means he'd be out of his security deposit 3 years from now. Why should he do that? That's stupid.
Your Honor, he also owes me...
you would agree that that would be stupid.
I'll agree with that.
Good. You would also agree, sir, that since you didn't have a lease, he is nowhere obligated to give you 30 days' notice if he's going to move out. So he left before October 1st, so he doesn't owe you for October's rent. And he was paid through September.
Your Honor, this man is a pathological liar.
You just told me that!
When his lips are moving, I know he's lying.
Mr. Mayak, I am not a pathological liar, sir.
I'm not saying you are, Your Honor.
You just told me he paid you rent through September, and what he didn't pay was October, and he didn't give you a 30-day notice. And I just told you he wasn't living there in October. He doesn't have to pay rent. You say he's a pathological liar.
Your Honor, he gave me a verbal agreement and a contract saying that he would give me a 1-month notice. He would be out on November 1st.
A contract for real estate unless it's in writing. I don't know what you think, Mr. Mayak. I mean, he's just as far out as you are. He wants $5,000 because you said you aggravated him when he was there. As ludicrous as your lawsuit. Listen to me. What utilities does he owe you for?
He owes me for $172.69 for the month of July, August, and September. I have the utility bills here with me.
Okay, that's what they say. Did you pay utilities during those months?
I paid my utilities, but as I went to Phoenix the first time and came back, Tori goes, look, I needed money, so I pawned some of your clothes and I pawned some stuff.
What did he pawn?
He pawned an $80 jacket and like 3 other dress shirts that I have.
No.
Just a minute. Did you tell him that you sold any of his property?
Your Honor, he had promised me on a payday that he was going to give me $50.
Towards utilities?
Yes, and he did not come through for that.
So what did you do?
At that time, I went into his room searching for anything that I could use to pay that bill, or else my utilities were going to be turned off.
And so what did you find, sir?
I found a jacket, and I got $10 for it.
Well, then consider that your utilities. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. Let's step out.
You know, he's was a lifelong friend, and I'm sorry I had to come to it.
There was no friendship.
I still love the guy, but, you know, it is what it is.
This guy's a punk. He's a pathological liar.
I can only reach out my hand for so much and get taken advantage of for so long before I have to cut him loose.
Whatever, man. I don't even have time for him anymore.
Gentlemen, have seats.
Mr. Holtz, it is your claim that the defendant sold you a horse that you specifically requested be a tame horse because the horse was for your father.
Yes.
That turned out to be a wild horse.
Exactly.
That couldn't be ridden.
No.
And Mr. Hummel says you don't get a refund. You had an opportunity to ride the horse. Must be something wrong with your riding ability.
Probably.
Is that right, sir?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am is better than yep. How long have you been in the horse business, Mr. Hummel?
I'm not really in the horse business. I have a small ranch that we use horses for lots of different things. We hunt and do lots of trail riding on the horses. The horses are ridden by a lot of people, young people, people that can't ride very well.
How many horses do you have?
Right now, I have 6 horses.
And at the time Mr. Holtz bought his horse, how many horses did you have?
7 horses.
And why were you selling?
Well, because I needed some money. It was getting close to Christmas, and I needed some money.
Okay. Did you put an ad in the paper?
I put an ad on a local website.
Okay. Can I see a copy of the ad, please?
Yes. The title says Well Broke Horses.
For sale, well broke horses. Prices vary. Okay. So you were selling 5 of your horses?
That's correct.
Did you sell all 5?
No.
How many horses did you sell?
Thus far, I've sold 3 of them.
Well, my math isn't that great, as Bert can attest, but if you have 6 horses now and you had 7 horses then and you sold 3...
I picked up a couple more horses, though.
So you bought some more?
Yep.
When did you buy the other horses, sir?
About a week ago.
From where?
From a friend of mine.
Okay. Now, what did you want a horse for, Mr. Hulse?
Some of my friends and I have gone in on some horses. My dad was looking to join our little group and buy another horse to ride. He's totally inexperienced.
How old is your father?
55.
A baby. So he's an inexperienced rider, and you want him to have a
Yes,
easy
and a
horse.
little bit heavier, so we wanted a stout horse.
Tell me what happened when you answered the ad.
I called Greg on the 10th of December around 12 o'clock. Told him I was interested to come out that day and look at some horses. He said he'd have some saddled and ready by 2 o'clock. So Ryan and I went to his ranch, and we said we were looking for a horse that was on the lower end of the $1,000, $1,500 range. He showed us 2 horses that were in that range. He told us that Angel, the horse we ended up getting, was on the lower end of that range because she didn't have papers.
Where did you get this horse from?
From a buddy in Cleveland, Utah.
When?
Quite some time ago. I can't tell you the exact time. I've had the horse for quite a while.
Well, years. Give me some idea.
Close to a year.
Well, that's not so long, sir.
No.
What's the person's name that you bought the horse from?
Richard.
How much did you pay for the horse?
I paid $900 for the horse.
Now, the other horse that you showed the plaintiff, where did you get that horse from?
Same person.
When?
Same time.
So you bought the 2 horses together?
That's correct.
How much did you pay for the second horse?
The same.
Did you buy any of your other horses from Mr.
Yeah, but what's this have to do with this horse?
I ask the questions, you answer the questions.
Of course I have.
Are any of the other 6 horses that are now in your possession horses that you bought from Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
All of them.
So you bought all your horses from Mr.
Yes, he's a very close friend, and we ride a lot together.
Did you ride the horse, Mr. Hulse?
Yes.
And is your father about your stature?
No.
Is he larger or smaller?
He's heavier and shorter.
So you were satisfied. Now, what happened after you bought the horse?
We paid Greg the money that day. The next morning, around 9 o'clock, Ryan and I went to trailer the horse. And the horse took us about 2 hours to get her in the trailer. She acted like she'd never seen a trailer before. By that time, Greg had already cashed our check, and we tried calling him a few times to let him know the problem. We couldn't get a hold of him.
Well, I don't understand. Didn't you go back
That's
to
not
where
true.
the horse was?
Yes.
Where was he?
He wasn't there.
Was at work.
He gave us permission to go get. He knew he wasn't going to be there.
So you called him?
Yes.
And what did he say when you called him?
He didn't answer. We finally got the horse in. We cajoled her with some oats and stuff, and then dropped her off at our field. And then Monday, we tried to saddle her. And
Now, when you went to view this horse for the first time on the 10th of December, did you tell Mr. Hummel what you wanted the horse for?
yes,
What did you tell him?
I told him that my dad was going to be making the purchase and that he has no experience, and so we need just a leisure horse that anybody can ride.
Okay. Now, I see that you have a video.
I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
Your Honor, may I make a comment on this video?
Yeah,
while
tell me
watching?
who you are.
My name's Adam Marriott. I'm one of the riders in the video. Just like to say a few things as we watch it.
Are you a friend of his? Is that what you...
I am, yeah. You see here Ryan right here. He's the rider right now, going up to the horse, and she pins her ears back, which means she's angry. And then obviously you can see she kicks. That could be dangerous. I mean, we're about to put up a beware of horse sign in front of the pasture.
Judge, can I say something, or is this their turn?
No, it's their turn.
Okay, as we saddle the horse, he has to hold her head really tight or else she'll turn around and bite us. And so we put it on pretty gently, and here she goes, trying to stomp on us and rear up a little bit. So we ride about 10 paces, try to turn her head very gently, and she starts bucking. You see I'm swaying with her just to stay on. And here she goes, she rears up.
Okay, and that was you riding the horse?
That was me riding.
Are you an experienced rider, sir?
I am.
Okay. Now it's your turn.
Okay. When they came over to my ranch, we saddled up 2 horses. I had an inexperienced employee of mine get on the horse first, rode the horse around. They got on the horse, him and those 2, and rode off my property away from the herd. If a horse is going to act up, it's going to be during that time period when you pull it away from a herd.
How do you account, sir, for that kind of behavior?
Okay, let me finish. They rode the horse off my property for quite some time. They came back and said, we want this horse.
I understand that that's what you're saying, sir. I understand.
I can get a horse to do that. It looks like they're inexperienced people. And maybe, I don't know what they've done to the horse. It's an animal. It's a living thing. It's not a machine. The horse never acted like that prior. I've had little kids on the horse, inexperienced people on the horse, and they rode the horse.
When did you first contact Mr. Hummel and tell him that you were having difficulty with the horse?
3 days. I have my phone log right here showing the cell phone that matches the ad. It's highlighted. 3 days after we purchased the horse. He told us the horse was in heat, that that it was away from the herd, it needed to calm down. He kept referring to the horse as a sweetheart. But, I mean, she just progressively got worse. And we gave him a week. I just believed him for a week.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's something fishy with regard to your story about where you get all your horses and when you bought them.
Why is that fishy?
Because I could tell from your gait, sir. That's what I do for a living. I can tell when somebody's not telling me the whole truth.
And later today,
my daughter was involved in a murder. There was 3 involved in the crime. She was a driver of a getaway car, so she got 18 years.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jeremy Hull says fellow horse owner Greg Hummel sold him a horse that had not been broken.
Okay. When you called him again and said that her behavior hadn't changed, what did he say?
He just was saying, what do you want me to do? What do you want from me? And so I said, I want my money
I want
back.
you to take your horse back.
Yeah. She's not well broke. He accused me of calling him a liar and wanted me to call back and apologize to him.
Well, he's not telling the truth. I offered him another horse out of the 7. I said, come and bring the horse back.
He offered Rose.
For what? Let me finish. He's had quite a bit of time.
Absolutely.
We sat there and saddled those horses up right in front of him.
I understand that, sir. I'm not calling you a liar.
No.
I'm not suggesting that you... Listen to me. I'm not calling you a liar at this moment. I don't believe everything that you're telling me about your friend in Utah with the horses, because I can tell when somebody is not telling me the whole truth. There's something strange about that, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, but there's something peculiar about it. But I'm not accusing you of doing anything before they arrive. Put your hand down.
I'm sorry.
Don't you notice that I see you?
Yes,
I'm in the middle of talking.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not accusing you of doing anything, sir. He may accuse you of maybe giving this horse a little something to calm it down while he was there. I didn't say that at all. All I'm suggesting is there's something fishy with regard to your story about where you get all your horses and when you bought them.
Why is that fishy?
Because I could tell from your gait, sir. That's what I do for a living. I've been doing it for 35 years. I can tell when somebody's not telling me the whole truth, Mr. Hummel. And whatever else you did today with regard to your story about where you got the horses from, when you got the horses, what you paid for them, and how long you've had them, something isn't quite right. I don't have to necessarily figure out what that is because it's not particularly relevant to this lawsuit. I understand what you're telling me, that they came, that they saddled up the horses, that they rode off of your property, that the horse behaved reasonably on your property, that they came back the next day. The next day when they came back, they found that there was slight difficulty with the horse, getting the horse into a trailer. But that's a possible problem with most horses. They don't like to go into trailers. It's a confined space. They finally got it in. Practically immediately, they called and said to you, listen, we answered an ad for a well-broken horse. I am an experienced rider of horses, and I can't ride them. And certainly, my father can't ride them. So since you were aware, Mr. Hummel, that this horse was being purchased for a particular purpose, you have two choices. Either you say, listen, let the buyer beware. You buy a horse, you take it as you find it, and you're stuck with it. Or a horse must have a warranty, in this case, that it could be ridden, and it could be ridden by someone who is inexperienced and not a good rider. And clearly, based upon what I saw, that's not a possibility. So you're getting your horse back, Mr. Hummel. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100, which is what you paid. Is that right?
Yes.
Bring him back his horse. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They rode the horse off my property. Obviously, the guy, maybe his wife said he couldn't have the horse.
He wasn't man enough to deal with the horse and our problems in the first place.
I'm an experienced horseman. I've been through a fire science program.
It's crazy. We have 5 other horses, and they're a dream.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Stewart versus Marshall. Step forward, please.
Electrician Terry Stewart is suing her daughter, 28-year-old nurse's assistant Amy Marshall, for a loan to pay off a bingo hall fine.
Miss Stewart, this is your daughter?
Yes.
You look very much alike. Do you know that?
Yep.
One day you're going to wake up, 10 years from now, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to say, when did I become my mother? You say your daughter owes you some money for a loan.
Yes.
A loan that you made a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Your daughter says that it was not a loan, it was a Christmas gift. You made a Christmas gift to one of your other children, and you take care of one of your other children, so she doesn't understand why you're suing her. Right?
Right.
When did you make this loan, and what was it for, Miss Stewart?
I took out a loan for my daughter when she had called me and asked me because she had...
Give me the date.
The date was 2002.
Do you remember what month in 2002?
December.
Tell me, to the best of your recollection, what the telephone conversation was.
She called me and asked me for a loan. For the reason is because she owed a lawyer some money.
What did she owe a lawyer money for?
She had bounced a check for $40. Somehow it just got out of hand, and a lawyer got a hold of the check because it was a bingo hall, and a bingo hall won't hold on to it too long. So they took her to court, and they said that it was supposed to owe them $800. And so she goes, Mom, I'm going to have to go to jail if I don't pay the $800.
So she gave somebody a bad check?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Long story short, it ended up being a bad check, yes.
I like to cut to the chase because I have other things to do today. So your daughter was arrested for bounced check?
I was never arrested.
But you were threatened with arrest unless you made good on this check?
Right.
So you called your mother?
Yes.
And what did you say to your mother when you called her?
I told her I was going to end up going to court for the check, but the lawyer was willing to settle, so I needed the money right away to pay the lawyer.
And how much did you tell her you needed?
I don't remember offhand.
She asked for $1,500 because she needed $800 to pay for the lawyer, and she wanted $700 to help her with the children for Christmas.
And what did you say?
And I said I would co-sign because this started out to be a co-sign thing, but then I couldn't co-sign. I had to take the loan out in my own name. And I had asked her, if I do this, please don't renege on the loan.
So you took out a loan?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
The thing of it is, she helps my sister out every single day. She takes care of her kids. She gives her money. She goes to see her. She was going every week for the first couple years to see her. She drives right by my house.
Your sister's in jail?
Yes.
What is she incarcerated for?
I don't know exactly.
I do. My daughter was involved in a murder,
a robbery?
Yes, a mass armed robbery. And there was 3 involved in the crime. She was a driver of a getaway car, so she got 18 years.
Who takes care of her children?
I do.
How old are her children?
8, 7, and Trinity will be 5. I've had Trinity since she was a day old.
Because my sister didn't want her. Yep. I know.
How old are you?
28.
You have children?
Yes, I do.
How many?
3.
Are you married?
Yes, I am. To the father of my 2 younger children.
How long have you been married?
Almost 6 years.
So what are you so mad at your mother about? Because she takes care of your sister's 3 children and she goes to visit your sister?
And she goes right by my house to go see her. She doesn't stop. She actually works with my husband. And I've seen her at my husband's work. She never knows so much as a hi. She walks right by me.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you think she's angry about?
This is anger way before this loan. I hadn't seen her for almost 6 years. She wasn't around for any of my kids' births. She wasn't around for my wedding. Wasn't around for my graduation. Nothing.
Where were you?
Where was I? I was told I wasn't allowed to see her by her father. I wasn't allowed to talk to them. She knows this.
Were you raised by your father?
Yes, my father and his wife. But I moved out when I was 20.
Finally, after 7 years, her husband told her that she should look me up, and she did. And she called me, and we started talking.
Okay. Miss Marshall, I read your answer.
Mm-hmm.
And what your answer says was these were gifts. Well, clearly you've acknowledged today, even though you may not recognize it, that this was a loan. And what it appears to me is that you're angry because your mother has taken on the burden and the responsibility of your sister's children, and she has neglected you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you feel as if you're entitled to this. The law doesn't work that way. Your mother took out a loan because you called and asked her to take out a loan.
Right.
You paid her back some of it.
Yep.
Right?
Yes, I did.
So it's unfortunate for your mother that she's had to take on the responsibility of raising 3 children until they're grown.
May I stop? I also have an 8-year-old son of my own.
So now I have 4 children.
Yes.
Who helps you take care of the children?
My mother does.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother.
How much do you owe your mother?
I made 4 payments. That was $400. And I gave her my big screen TV. She gave me $300 cash for it, and $500 was supposed to be towards that loan. So that's $900 towards the loan that was paid.
No, the $500 to begin with, it's the first time she got $500 from me for my taxes. So I gave her $500, and then when they were selling the big screen TV, I said, I'll give you $300 because I knew they needed some money, but you still owe me the $500 towards the taxes that you borrowed from me. So this will set it straight.
Does that sound familiar?
No. It was supposed to go towards that loan.
Well, you people have to keep better records. How many payments did your daughter make to you in cash for this loan? I'm not talking about television. I'm not talking about anything else. How much?
$800 in cash she paid towards that loan.
Okay, good. You don't see her children?
She wouldn't let me see my grandchildren.
Why don't you stop by her house when you go to visit your daughter?
I didn't know where she lived. Somebody else had to tell me where she lived.
You have any objection to your mother stopping by and seeing the children?
No, I don't. I encourage it. I want to see my nieces, too.
We can do that.
Well, why don't you do that? Why don't you do that on Sunday?
That's when she usually goes to see my sister.
Why don't you do that on Sunday?
I don't.
What time do you go to visit your daughter?
I leave about 10 o'clock in the morning.
And what time do you get back?
About 9 o'clock at night.
That's a long day.
I take my mom to see her handicapped brother, which my mom is handicapped, so I take her when I go to see my daughter so my mom can see her brother.
Oh, my goodness. Why don't you make time on the weekend?
Yes.
To go to see your daughter with her 3 nieces who she would like to see, visit your grandchildren, spend an hour.
I can do that. I miss my grandchildren. I can do that.
And I miss my mother. You know, I actually, the day before I got these papers, I actually called her to reconcile.
She did.
You know, and I don't know why I always have to be the one that calls her.
Well, you shouldn't be.
I shouldn't.
All right, let's make arrangements to do it on Sunday.
We can do that.
Okay? Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I owed her the money. I knew I did. I think she did it fair.
She was a little jealous of her sister because I am taking care of her children.
Maybe I'm a little jealous of my sister, all the attention she's getting.
I kind of figured that. I just didn't really acknowledge. I knew something was going on.
She's in jail. I mean, it's not the good attention, but I guess it's attention.
She expects a little bit more out of me than I can really give.
I still have feelings. I mean, she's my mother. I'm sorry.
Your Honor, this is case number 214 on the calendar in the matter of Hadley versus Nieves Pinch. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Who is Mr. Nieves?
I'm Mr. Nieves.
Miss Hadley, according to the complaint that I've read, you and Mr. Nieves had been friends for quite a long time. And there came a point when you were having difficulty with your boyfriend, and he moved out of the home that you were sharing together. So you asked Mr. Nieves if you could live with him.
Right.
And Mr. Nieves was living with Mr. Pinch. And they said, yes, come and live with us.
Yes.
Are you frightened?
A little bit.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, according to you, an incident occurred, which we'll get into in a minute. You went into the hospital for a while. When you came out, you found that they had packed your stuff and moved you out.
Correct.
And you claim kept some of your stuff. They either had or sold or destroyed. The defendants have a counterclaim, which I have a sense you would not have pursued but for this lawsuit. Is that right?
Exactly.
But you were pretty annoyed that after what you perceived to be your kindness, she has the audacity to sue you. So now you are counterclaiming for things like loss of your security deposit because of this incident that we're going to get into, some rent, expenses, some bills. All right. Why did you and your boyfriend separate?
We were just having a lot of problems because I was an emotional wreck. I was trying to deal with my mother's death. I wasn't working at the time. I was just having a lot of problems.
Did he move out or did you move out?
I kicked him out.
And then you couldn't afford the apartment yourself?
Right.
Now, when you came to move in with the defendants, I understand that you started to invite the boyfriend over.
Yes, and I did ask if they minded if he came over, and they said no.
But according to your papers, there was still a lot of arguing going on between you and your boyfriend.
Correct. We were trying to work things out.
In their house?
Correct.
Is this the boyfriend?
Yes.
So you left your house where you were arguing with your boyfriend, you moved into their house and you were arguing with your boyfriend, and then on a particular day an incident occurred. You want to tell me what happened?
I had enough. I had a nervous breakdown, and I stabbed myself.
Where did you stab yourself?
In the leg.
Stabbed yourself in the leg to make a point to your boyfriend?
Correct.
And you did that on the carpet?
Right.
What color carpet was it?
Tan.
And what did you try to do in order to get out the stains, the blood stains?
They had some carpet cleaner stuff, or what I thought was carpet cleaner, and I sprayed it on the floor and didn't realize that it had bleach in it.
So it ruined the carpet?
Correct. One little spot.
Okay. Now, after the stabbing incident, you went to the hospital. Just the first time you had stabbed yourself? How long were you in the hospital?
Overnight.
When you left the hospital, where did you go?
To their house to get some clothes.
And where were you going to go from there?
To my sister's for a couple of days.
And what happened when you went to their house?
I had seen there were a few things, when I went inside, there were a few things in the hallway, and Jason had told me that Edwin had put them outside and he brought them back in because it was raining.
So you took some clothes?
Yes.
And you said, I'll come back for the rest of this stuff later?
Right.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
And you went to your sister's house?
Mm-hmm.
How long did you stay in your sister's house?
One night.
And then where did you go?
I came back to get my things, and they were all outside.
What things are you talking about?
I had a whole apartment worth of stuff.
Like what?
Valuables that my mother had given me. I had her.
Give me an example.
Her jewelry. I had her hair. I had her clothes, plus my things, my clothes, my shoes, my bed, mattresses, blankets, everything.
You moved in with a bed?
Yes.
Where's the bed?
The bed's in
At
the
our
house.
house.
We have the pictures of the bed at the house right now.
At your house?
Mhm.
And she's welcome to have that?
Yeah.
Why would I want it after it sat in the rain for several hours, which I have the pictures of it sitting in the rain and it's all wet?
We have
pictures of it that it's perfectly fine.
What kind of bed is it? Wood bed?
It was a wood bed.
It doesn't get destroyed in a couple of hours.
But that's not the point. The mattresses are going to be ruined. They're going to smell like mildew. You can't wash mattresses.
Did you go and look at them?
No, I haven't even spoken to them.
Well, you should. Now, Mr. Nieves, what property of Miss Hadley's do you have in your house?
Her teddy bears, we have plates. We got some pictures if you want to see
Can I
them.
see them, please?
We have Christmas ornaments. We have her makeup still in our house. Like, little
We have her
things.
CDs, we have her cordless phone, we have her curtains.
Curling iron, hair dryer.
Where's the best? Yeah, this is a list of everything that we have.
Okay, can I see it, please? Now, there were some items that you say you did give to Salvation Army, or...
Right, after we put the stuff outside, and it started to rain, and she came with a truck to pick it up and didn't take any of the stuff that was outside.
It was ruined.
It was not ruined. It started to rain maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then we brought it back inside. And it was inside plastic bags, inside boxes, and it was fine. We put it downstairs in the basement, and then
For a
for
few
2.5 months, we tried to
Your Honor,
contact
my
her.
witness seen this.
I'm going to interrupt.
We called her sisters several times. She never called us back. She never came to see if her stuff was ruined or not. She never opened bags when it was outside. We had to sign a new lease because we had new landlords, and part of the lease was that we had to get rid of the stuff. And after 2.5 months, we would assume that the property was abandoned after that long of time, so.
You did, in fact, take some of the stuff upstairs.
Right. Yeah.
You have 4 small plates, 4 big plates, 3 smaller plates, 6 cups, a curling iron, blow dryer, candlestick holders, picture frames, 2 phones, movies, 5 CDs, teddy bears, makeup in a box, bed set, curtains, Christmas ornaments, and your books. Now, why didn't you go over and get these things?
They were sitting in the rain, and I'm not going to take... The boxes were ruined. They were wet. They were soggy. I could not pick them up and take them.
Just pay attention, Miss Hadley. The day that you brought the truck over, why didn't you take your things?
We didn't have an actual truck. We had a little Jimmy SUV that belonged to Carrie.
Yes.
And Carrie had her stuff in there, plus she was trying to fit our stuff.
Who's Carrie?
Carrie is the chairperson for USA Boxing. She's my sister's trainer, and she's very close to our family.
Just a minute. So you didn't bring an empty truck over there?
No.
Why not?
Because Carrie's stuff was in there. Because we came straight from the gym.
And where were you taking her stuff?
Nowhere. That was it's Carrie's truck. Carrie decided to leave her stuff in her truck. That's her business.
Well, why didn't she take her stuff out?
I don't know why
I'm speaking to you. Why didn't you take her stuff out for a couple of hours so that you could go and pick up your things?
I don't know why she didn't take her stuff out.
Why did you ask her?
Because Carrie's just her own person.
Who's supposed to take care of you? You're supposed to take care of you. Rent a U-Haul it.
With what license?
Miss Hadley, you got it?
Oh, yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Andrea Hadley says ex-roommates Edwin Nieves and Jason Pinch damaged her property by leaving it out in the rain. Edwin and Jason say Andrea ruined their carpet when she stabbed herself in the leg.
All right. Let me hear about your counterclaim.
The counterclaim's about the rugs.
I assume the counterclaim was mainly about the rugs.
Yeah.
The rugs belong to the landlord?
Yeah, but we had to pay for any damages. Like in the lease, it says any damages done to the apartment, we have to pay for it out of our own pocket to try to like fix it up and make the apartment better.
Can I see
We have the
pictures?
pictures. The dates are on the back. It was the week of the 6th. She tried to clean the rugs out with bleach, which made blood stains worse. It made a ring around them. It didn't.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any proof that you forfeited your security deposit because of the rugs?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like
This
to
is
see
our
it.
original lease saying that we paid them
Actually, we got
$550.
this.
And this is the new one in the receipt saying that we had to pay it again July 1st.
Yeah, we actually had to come up with another $550 because we had to like re-sign the lease and do a
So what it really cost you out of pocket was $550, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Hadley, I suggest that you get your sister to rent a U-Haul it and go and pick up all the things that they have waiting for you over at the house. You can do that within 5 days of today's date.
Would you like to see my photos of my stuff sitting outside?
No. Should have taken it. That was your responsibility.
My sister does not have a license.
Well, what was she, how was she driving a Jimmy truck?
She wasn't. Carrie was driving.
So then let Carrie rent a truck.
It's not Carrie's responsibility. She's not my mother.
It's yours. It's your responsibility. I don't care how you do it. It's not their responsibility. They're not your mother either.
We told them that we would be there at 8 o'clock. We were there at 8:02, and my things were sitting outside and had been sitting outside for several hours. And you can see it right in the pictures. You can see the rain that has been soaked into the boxes and so forth.
That's because, Your Honor, when she came home from the hospital and 2 boxes were packed, she went ballistic because we had packed up the stuff and threatened to burn our house down, break our stuff, and said she was going to break into the house and break it. And I have a statement from my friend Hannah that was there.
She was psychologically fragile at that time.
Yeah, when she did come to with Carrie with the truck, we had a police escort her through the house to make sure that
No, we had to call the police
don't
because you weren't going to let us in.
Don't interrupt.
Exactly, because all of your stuff was outside.
Yeah, we had a police escort her through the house because we didn't want her to come in the house because she was threatening us. She was threatening to break the things in the house. So with the police officer coming through the house, we had her like go through the rooms, get whatever she had in the house, and then she left.
So your claim is dismissed. You pick up your stuff. I will cut an order that you can pick up all the things on that list within 5 days. Your request for a monetary award is denied. On your counterclaim, however, on your counterclaim, however, I am awarding you $500, and that's because that's what it will probably cost to replace the carpeting that she purposefully, despite the fact that it was probably an episode, a psychiatric episode, she caused damage to your property. So these people were trying to be nice to you, Miss Hadley. That's what they were trying to do.
No,
you don't
actually,
sue
they
people.
weren't.
You don't sue people because they're trying to be
I'm
nice to you.
not trying to sue them because of I want their money. I'm suing them because of the emotional.
You may step out.
What they did was wrong.
There was blood stains on the carpet. She wasn't apologetic for anything.
If somebody's your friend, you don't tell them to move in and then you throw them out.
I let her come in, I let her stay there, and like she took advantage of that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sponsel versus Wilson. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Kimberly Sponsel is suing 23-year-old restaurant hostess Rachel Wilson for a cracked windshield. Kimberly claims a drunken Rachel jumped on the hood of her car.
Ms. Sponsel, on the 9th day of June of this year, you're driving home?
Yes.
And it's about 2 o'clock in the morning.
2:15, yeah.
And all of a sudden, the defendant lands on the windshield of your car, breaking your car window. You want her to pay for it?
Yes.
She says it's not her fault.
Correct.
Explain it to me.
One night, one friend, one bar. Over the course of, I was at a bar one night, and over the course of 3 hours and 20 minutes, I had 2 drinks and 2 shots. He had 2 beers and 2 shots. We left our drinks unattended quite a bit and went out to smoke cigarettes several times, came back to the bar, finished our drinks. They called last call. We're exiting the bar. And as I am walking up the stairs, boom, blackness. I blacked out completely. He recalls telling me to...
Don't tell me what he recalled telling you. Don't tell me what
Okay,
anybody
well,
else
I
told
don't
you.
remember anything then. From that moment, I woke up elsewhere. So,
Where did you wake up?
In jail.
So you don't recall what happened?
I believe, I know this is me believing, that I think somebody put something in my drink. I know how to drink. I have drinking for a long time. I know what I can handle, and through no fault of my own, I was drugged.
What were you charged with?
Public drunkenness, which I was already tried for in court and pled no contest. And then vandalism.
Okay. So you were tried.
Right.
You pled no contest, which is a plea of guilty. I'm sure the judge explained that to you.
I
Plead
figured
no
I was
contest.
damned if I do and damned if I don't.
Just follow my questions.
I'm following you.
You pled no contest, which I am sure the judge told you was the same as a plea of guilty.
No, neither did the public defender make me aware of that.
Well, what happened as a result of your pleading no contest?
I paid $175.
So you paid a fine.
Right.
Well, they didn't make you pay a fine unless you were found guilty of something.
Right.
We just don't do that to people
I'm
in
kind
this
of
country.
confused, though, because whatever went down, apparently the police came, handled me. I went to jail. They claimed I was drunk. They gave me no BAC. There's no indication as to how intoxicated I was. They were just going on the fact that
And
my
you shouldn't
speech
have-
was slurred and
and
my
you
eyes
shouldn't
were
have
blurry.
pled no contest.
What should I have said? I wasn't being tried for vandalism. I
No,
was
you
being
should have-
tried for...
You should have said, I'm not guilty. You proved that I'm guilty of public intoxication. Show me a breathalyzer test. Show me a blood test. I'm not guilty. I was not drunk. But instead of pleading not guilty, you pled in effect. I can't answer these charges. And if I went to trial, I would more likely than not be found guilty. I'll plead no contest. I'll pay my fine. Now describe to me what happened at 2:15 in the morning as you're driving home.
I turned onto a street which had freeway access, and I saw the defendant in the middle of the road, and she was cursing and staggering her out. She looked obviously intoxicated to me, but...
Was she with anyone?
No, she was by herself in the middle of the road.
She was in the middle of the road?
In the middle of the road.
So what did you do?
I was stopped, and I was kind of just watching her because I couldn't move. And then as traffic started moving, she came closer to my car. So I was kind of edging forward at the time because I didn't know what she was going to do. And then it became clear that she was going to try to pass in front of my car, so I stopped. And then she just suddenly jumped on the hood of my car and kind of crawled up to the windshield and started banging on the windshield. And she was sitting on the windshield. I was kind of scared. And within seconds, a police officer pulled her off the car, and I have the police report.
Can I see it, please?
And I have pictures of the damage.
Like to see the pictures, like to see the police report. Okay, so this is the statement of the police officer, eyewitness. He said, I saw Wilson, that's you, standing in the middle of the roadway in the 700 block of 5th Avenue. She was staggering and walking into the path of passing cars. I went over to confront Wilson to remove her from the roadway. Before I could do this, she suddenly jumped onto the hood of the victim's car. Wilson then made obscene gestures to the occupants of the vehicle and thrust her body onto the windshield of the car. The force of her thrust caused the windshield to crack. There was approximately an 8 to 10 inch crack in the windshield directly in front of the driver's view. The officer then immediately pulled Wilson off the victim's car and placed her under arrest. After placing Wilson under arrest for vandalism, I also noticed that she was obviously intoxicated on alcohol. Her breath smelled of alcohol, her eyes were bloodshot red, and her pupils dilated. Her speech was slurred, and her language was offensive.
Judge Judy?
Yes, ma'am.
I also have a copy of the police report, and I believe you neglected to mention that I had charged a pre-existing crack to enlarge. I think that's kind of debatable. You shouldn't roll around with cracks in your windshields because they could break and enlarge. I mean...
Oh, that's true.
Right. So, I mean, who's to say...
But, Miss Wilson.
Yes, ma'am.
But for your actions that day, the windshield might have stayed with a slight crack in it for a month, a year, 2 years. But for your actions that day, the windshield would not have cracked the way it did, even if I believe you that the windshield had a prior crack. You are responsible for what you do. You are responsible, Miss Wilson, even if I believed you that you only had a couple of beers and a couple of shots, and maybe somebody, because you left your drinks unattended, drugged them, because that's your defense. Well, that's not her fault. That's your fault.
It's my fault for going out and having somebody drug me.
No, it's your fault. Have you ever heard of drinks being drugged?
Right.
Have you ever heard?
People
No.
jumping on a car?
Listen to me. Have you ever heard of drinks being drugged?
I guess I've heard of it.
Oh,
I don't really
of course you
go
have.
out with that in my mind. As,
Well, you should go
how I'm
out with
gonna-
that in your mind.
Well, shouldn't she drive around being weary of people jumping on her car and breaking her windshield? It's the same kind of philosophy.
Can I see an estimate, please? Can I see an estimate, please? I'm not going to dignify that stupidity with an answer.
It's the same kind of thing. It's the same kind of thing. I don't go out with that
Raining people.
What?
in my mind.
It's raining people.
Yeah. Ms. Wilson, I like people who accept responsibility for what they do. There's no question in my mind that you did not go out that evening with the intention of causing any damage to anybody else's property. You went out that evening to have a good time. You had too good a time. As a result of you having too good a time, you caused damage to the plaintiff's car in the amount of $628. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't go out and make it a habit to wreck cars.
I was pretty scared because I didn't know what she was doing, and then I just saw the windshield crack.
Through no fault of my own, someone slipped me a Mickey and I went, I'm ape, basically.
They were actually pretty quick about getting her off.
I guess I'll be more careful and watch my drink.
Case number 87 on the calendar in the matter of Lomaya versus Volts. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Ms. Lomar, you claim Two things. First, that the defendant owes you for child care, for taking
Yes,
care
ma'am.
of her daughter. And that was part of a business arrangement you had with her.
Yes, ma'am.
And second, you claim that after that daycare was terminated, that she began a course of conduct that was harassment.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant says that she owes you nothing, that she has not harassed you, that every report that she made was accurate, and that she is counterclaiming, alleging that you have in fact harassed her through certain conduct and words that you uttered to her daughter. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you begin taking care of her daughter?
November 1st, 2000.
And what was the financial arrangement?
$4 an hour or $20 a day. Brittany was considered a drop-in.
A drop-in, what is
Yes.
that?
That means she wasn't a full-time child at the time.
And when did you terminate your daycare services?
I terminated her August 3rd, 2001.
Why?
Well, she kept telling me she didn't have the money for me. Every time I called her 3 times and told her how much her payment was going to be.
How much did she owe you at that time?
$280, but she did pay on August 7th, $30. I had to beg for that $30.
What excuses would she make to you as to why she wasn't paying you?
Okay, on August 1st, when I first talked with her, she went frantic saying that she didn't have the money, that Social Security messed up her check, and that she called, and they said within 5 to 7 days that she would get her money. So August 7th, I called her again. She told me again, oh, Social Security said they put my check in someone else's account. And so I said, can you at least give me something towards your bill so I know that in faith you are going to pay me?
She never said that. I'm sorry.
And then...
How many days a week did her daughter come to you for daycare?
She would come off and on. In July, we had a lot of field trips that we were doing, and Miss Voss didn't want her daughter missing any of it. And plus, she had...
I'm going to get to you.
I'm sorry.
And plus, she had summer school and things like that.
Okay. Now, after August of 2001, can you describe to me what you term as harassment?
She's called the police on me.
How many times?
I have a report 3 times.
Your Honor?
I'm going to get to you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Tell me about the police reports.
Okay, the first time police was called on me was on October 24th. It was in regards to a smoke or a fog machine, and it's a fog machine. It makes smoke. And my husband would play with it, and the kids enjoyed seeing the smoke and whatever. All of a sudden, I believe it was at 4:30, I see the police coming up to, fire department and the policeman and so forth, and a parent walked up. The policeman comes out, he goes, well, we got a call that there's a fire in your house. I said, no, sir. I go, there's a smoke machine. And then Miss Waltz comes out, hands full like this, and she's laughing, and she goes, I thought your house was on fire. And I said, you know what, you need to mind your own business and get back into your home.
I did. I thought her house was on fire, ma'am.
What words don't you understand when I said I will get to you?
Okay.
Then the police officer went back to Miss Waltz's home. Next thing you know, the police officer comes back to my home and claims that Miss Waltz said that me and my husband were rolling in the dirt fighting and having a domestic dispute. I said, how can that be, Your Honor? I have 9 children in my daycare. I have a parent coming in.
What was the next call?
The next call was on the 15th. Police officer came up and said that he had gotten a call from Miss Waltz saying that I used profanity from a child that did not come to my daycare. This child was not in my daycare. This child was one of her friends, the one I wouldn't hire. And on that same day, Miss Waltz also called state licensing and told them I had used profanity in front of a child. On the first one that the state came to, they found it inconclusive. The second time they came, they found it unfounded. Last complaint was the same, profanity in front of children. And at the time, there was no children in my daycare.
Now, since the defendant's daughter ceased coming to your daycare, other than the $30 that she gave you towards the $280 bill, has she given you any money?
No, ma'am. She did send me on October 2nd. I did receive a $10 money order, and along with the letter, I have the letter.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, ma'am. Right here, ma'am. I did receive this letter. I held on to it. I took a full copy of the money order, and I held it until see if Miss Waltz would keep to her word, which on December 15th she did not. I mailed the money order along with a letter stating that she needs to pay me in full for my services. I have the letters here, Your Honor, certified and so forth. Since Miss Waltz's phones had been disconnected, and she wasn't returning any letters I had sent to her, I seen her outside.
All I did, Your Honor, on the day that she claimed I harassed her, that sent the police to me, I did ask her, Lisa, you have my money? No. Didn't think so. I walked back into my house. Next thing you know, police is knocking on my door because she claims I was harassing her. I gave her every opportunity. I even told her that she needs to pay me or I'll take her to small claims court. Or come talk to me. I'm not going to do nothing to her. She'd come talk, because in my letters, I asked her in my letters, please come either call me or come talk to me so we can make a payment arrangement.
Okay. Now I'll hear from you.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
At the time your daughter terminated daycare with the plaintiff, you had an outstanding bill of $280. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You gave her $30.
Yes, I did.
Leaving a balance of $250.
Yes, ma'am.
So, now you can explain to me why you believe that you are not responsible for this $250.
Okay, well, I didn't have a lot of money at the time, and I was not getting my complete checks for Social Security. So I had a choice of getting my daughter her clothes and her things for school and giving her some money, or not getting my daughter the things she needed for school and giving her all the money. So I was backed into a corner. I didn't know what to do. And then she did also, too, when my daughter came home and had told me that she had called me and told me, my 10-year-old daughter, what she thought of me, and said that I was a slut, you know.
That's not true.
And said that her sister was lucky, which is my other daughter here. She got out when she did because she doesn't deserve a mother like me because I'm an unfit mother. I confronted Ms. Lohmeyer with this, and she said she did say this over the phone.
When? Just a second.
In August.
When did you had that discussion with her in August?
No, ma'am.
Shh.
I terminated daycare in July, and I gave her 2-week notice. And I discussed it with Ms. Lohmeyer. Yes, ma'am, I did. And she said she did. And my daughter came home. She even told her grandmother this. And my mom went into total, like, she was shocked.
Explain why you don't owe her for
Because
the time
I feel
she
for the time-
babysat. Shh, I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
Explain why you don't owe her for the time she took care of your daughter.
For the slander she did to me.
She didn't do anything to you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You sent us something in September, well after you alleged this terrible thing that happened with your daughter. So at that point, hey, you acknowledged that you owed her the money.
I do owe her the money.
All right. Make up a baloney story for me.
And later today,
let me start off saying that I love my daughter. I'm proud of her, but I think she's going to keep it real with this because I have no idea what this is about.
He's lying.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daycare provider Deborah Lohmeyer says former client Lisa Voles owes for unpaid babysitting fees. Lisa says Deborah badmouthed her to her 10-year-old daughter.
Listen to me very carefully.
Yes.
You sent her money.
Yes.
You wrote her a letter. In the letter, you say, this is an attempt to pay a debt to you, and that was dated October 2nd.
Yes, ma'am.
Well after August, well after July. You sent us something in September, well after July and well after August. You say, I can't make any more of a payment than I'm paying you, but on the 10th of each month, I will attempt to make payments of $10. That was well after you alleged this terrible thing that happened with your daughter. Terrible thing that happened with your daughter. So at that point, at that point, you acknowledged that you owed her the money.
Yes, ma'am.
So you owe her the money.
I do owe her the money.
All right. Quiet. Just said, at that point, I owe you the money. You do.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't make up a baloney story for me.
No, but I believe that after she stood on her porch day after day after day, yelling and screaming at me with kids in my front yard playing and cussing at me, that was the time I did call the police. And I did call the fire department because I thought her house was on fire. I apologize for... I wasn't being smart. Like, I saw smoke coming out. You would think of fire. So I did call the police, and I wasn't being smirky about it. And they came up, and she says, no, it's my smoke machine, so I walked back in my house. That's all I did. And I called the police on her because of all the times that she was out there screaming. My 10-year-old heard it. My other daughter heard it. Her husband heard it. My neighbor across the street heard it. Her 5-year-old son heard it.
All because you owe her some money.
All just over money.
All because you owe her some money, which you should have paid. Are you employed?
No, ma'am. I'm on disability.
What's the nature of your disability?
I'm a social anxiety disorder.
Fine. Then why did your daughter need daycare?
Because sometimes I couldn't help her with her homework, and Deborah did help her with her work and did do well and with her daycare.
Are you telling me that your daughter was there so that she could be educated and do homework?
No, I helped her. She did help me, yes.
And she did?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't pay her?
Yes, I did. Every month up until the month I could not, which was the last month she was there.
All right. Now I'm going to get to your counterclaim, and I will do that quickly. Let me hear about your counterclaim.
Again, it was about her calling me. She was flattered me to my daughter my 10-year-old daughter. I didn't think it was right for her to do so. She also would stand on her front porch, scream and yell at me. My daughter's ADHD and epileptic. When she was calling me those...
Miss Foltz.
Yes, ma'am.
What you're telling me is not actionable, nor is the plaintiff's claim for harassment actionable.
I don't go out my front door. If I see her, I walk right back in my house. I don't like to go outside.
You should have paid her her money, and then we wouldn't have had this trouble. That doesn't mean that you both acted appropriately as adults.
No, ma'am.
You probably did not. You probably said things to each other and did things to each other that were inappropriate. But it all stemmed from the fact that you had a debt that you did not pay. So your counterclaim is dismissed, and I'm entering a judgment in favor of the plaintiff for $250. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Okay, honey.
That's right. Miss Foltz is nothing but a liar.
People like Deborah Lohmeyer do not deserve to have a daycare like that.
If she can rip a person off with whatever she has, she will.
My daughter can't even play in her own yard because she's afraid she'll come out and do something to her.
She cannot tell the truth. She does not know the truth.
For 7 years, she's hated me, and I tried to make amends.
It was in her imagination.
It's just so wrong.
Just be honest.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Balkan versus Balkan. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Shawana Balkan is suing her father, machine operator Bruce Balkan, for unpaid credit card charges. Bruce claims he has no idea what she's talking about.
Miss Balkan, the defendant is your father, and it is your claim that your father used your credit card.
Yes.
And he used your credit card up to $5,000. You want him to pay off that credit card bill.
Yes, I do.
Your father says that he doesn't know where you got this figure of $5,000 from, that the only charge he put on your credit card was a wedding dress because he was getting married. You volunteered to buy the wedding dress, but then he paid you back for it. Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
When did you go to live with your father?
After my 20th birthday in February of 2000.
And where had you been living?
In New York.
And where's your father live, in Savannah?
Yes.
Who were you living with in New York?
With my mother.
And tell me why you gave your father a credit card.
Well, after the wedding, he had fell behind on a couple of bills, and being that he was my father, I helped him.
How did you help him?
I let him use my credit card so he could pay some of the bills that he owed that he fell behind on after the wedding.
Show me.
Sure.
Did you give him the credit card?
Yes, I did. As you can see, that it's more than just bills that the card was used for.
Well, this says there's a balance of $1,500. Why are you suing him for $5,000?
Well, with the charges, over the limit fees, interest, it grew much more than $1,500. I was making all the payments on charges that I did not make.
But I see that there are some purchases that were made. Purchases, cash advances.
Yes, those was from my father.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Let me start off saying that I love my daughter, okay? I'm proud of her that, you know, she finished school out there in Queens, New York, where it's rough. That's why I thought it'd be the best idea for her to come out and stay with me. I thought she was gonna keep it real with this, but I just...
Why?
I thought she was gonna keep this real because I have no idea what this is about, okay? Now, first of all, I never had no credit card in my hand. I don't know if she's talking about that.
He's lying.
There's a charge here for a nail salon for $89.
That was made by his wife. And he did use my credit card, Your Honor. I'll be at work, he'll call me at my job and let me know that he needed to use it, and he'll go and use it. I don't understand why he's saying that he never had my card in his hand, because that's not true.
There's a charge here for City Hall deposit account. What is that?
You have to ask him.
What is that?
I have no idea. I mean, if you use a credit card, don't you have to sign something? I mean, that
Yeah,
should be
you should
able...
have the receipts.
Well, that should be self-explanatory then. Anything I have should have my name on it.
His wife signed it, signed my name, actually.
This is enough.
I didn't sign for anything.
Ms. Balkan, it is absolutely impossible for me to make a judgment based upon the evidence that you present to me, whether your father had your credit card or he didn't. Because when you get these things, it is possible to get the signed receipts from the credit card. Then you have somebody's signature. He says he didn't make any of these charges. You say he made these charges. The only way to figure that out is if you have the receipts.
I would be able to show you that, Your Honor, but all of those receipts are in his possession because I left Savannah and I didn't take any of those things with me. I just took the clothes that I had and left.
I don't have them. I have to be able to see them, Ms. Balkan. Do you understand?
I understand. I wouldn't come in front of you and lie about something like this. He really damaged me a whole lot behind this, and I'm in debt.
What made
bad
you?
credit.
What made you wait to 2 years?
Your Honor, I tried to pay the bill myself.
Why?
Because I didn't want to take it this far to where I had to bring my father to court.
Just a second. Did you write him a letter? Did you write him an email? Did you say to him, what are you going to do about these bills
Yes, I
over
did.
the last? You have copies of those?
No, I didn't. It was verbal. I talked to him over the phone. I talked to him face to face. I told him that I need these bills to be paid. At the time, he said that he didn't have the money, and then it just came to the point where he said he's not paying them, and I told him I would take him to court, and he said, do what I have to do. That's why I'm here.
That sound familiar to you, sir?
No, we did have a conversation about her bills and stuff like that. And first of all, the thing with the wedding dress, I just found out that it's not on this credit card she's talking about. It's a whole nother different credit card.
It's not. He's right.
Okay,
It's
so
on...
the wedding dress thing now, that's why I was I couldn't understand what she was suing me about. Because the only thing I really remember was the wedding dress that we had. And I really thought that should have been paid off already. Because while she was staying with me, I just asked her to help chip in for little bills. And then she was kind of upset about that. So I told her, well, look, instead of paying me the bills, just take the money you're supposed to pay me and put it towards your credit card.
Daddy, we did not come to that agreement until months and months and months after I tried to get you to pay that bill.
When did you take the credit card back from your father?
I never had it.
I'm
sorry.
When he told me he wasn't paying the bill anymore, I took it back.
Well, when was that?
This was, I say, about 3 or 4 months after I let him use it. I say he got married in July. I say by December, January. I gave him plenty of time to try to pay for it. He did not do that. I took it back and I left.
Just a second. It is absolutely impossible with the evidence that you bring to me, Ms. Balkin, to make a judgment whether your father used your credit card. The only way to do that is to have signed receipts. You can get those from the credit card company. You have to write to them. Now, what do you want to do? You want to do that?
I guess I have to.
I guess you have to do that. So I'm going to dismiss your case without prejudice. You have leave to refile it when you get those receipts. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Goodbye.
I'm sorry it turned out the way it did.
Can't believe it.
I was here to tell the truth.
You know he used my credit card and you're going to sit there and act like he didn't do it.
I love my daughter. I'm not here to hurt her.
He said that he wasn't paying it and whatever I had to do, I had to do.
I just hope that we can still have a good relationship after.
A lot of things she said about her father, it wasn't true.
I'm here for my daughter as long as she needs me.
I can't believe you did this to me.
I did what you
You know you used it. I can't believe this.
Shawana,
Oh, goodness.
Shawana, you never put your card in my hand, and you know it now. Let's be real
Daddy,
about
I
this.
don't...
Let's
go
be
ahead,
real.
Please, go ahead.
I never had your credit card, Shawana. You know that.
I can't believe you did this
Listen,
to me.
listen.
I
All
don't
right,
have nothing to say.
Yeah, it's case number 115 on the calendar in the matter of Taylor versus Jones. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
It is clear that you two ladies are neighbors from the complaint and answer that I've read, and it is your claim, Miss Taylor, that the defendant assaulted you over the way your car was parked. She says that she was defending herself after you sprayed her with mace. So I'd like you to explain to me what kind of housing complex you live in.
It's an apartment housing complex, low income. Here's some pictures of my...
I want to see where the cars are parked, because this...
This is how the cars were exactly parked.
Let me see, please.
My car is back here. This is hers, and this is her boyfriend's.
Okay, let me see. Okay, yours is the blue car.
Yes.
And when was this picture taken?
That was like a month after. That was on the 12th, May 12th.
But it's not the date of the incident?
No, ma'am.
Now, according to your complaint, the defendant, who I assume you've had difficulty with before, came to your house one morning and asked you to move your car because your car was parked so close to her car she couldn't get her car out.
Yeah.
And what time did she come to the house?
Around 9 o'clock in the morning, banging at my door.
And what did she say when she came to your door?
When I came to the door, she was hollering about me moving my car so she can get out, or whatever the case was. And
no, not whatever the case was. Moving your car so that she could get her car out.
So she could get out, yes.
Okay.
She was hollering.
Now, when had you parked your car?
When? The night before that, when I got in.
Was her car there?
Yes.
How close did you park your car to her car?
About that close. I had to parallel park.
Well, this shows that there's plenty of space for her to get out.
Like you said, we've
Were
had
you on her
problems.
bumper? Were you on her bumper?
No.
Was she on your bumper?
Yes, she was.
Of course you were on her bumper, otherwise she wouldn't have come to your house. She was trying to get to work.
Okay.
Why would she come to your house if you weren't on her bumper? Right? Come on. You have to
She's
use
had-
common sense, Miss Taylor.
Okay.
Okay? And the fact that you didn't want to move your car, or that you've been having difficulty with her, nobody takes the time to go to your house in the morning and say, move your car, get angry, unless there's a reason that you can't move a car.
May I say something, ma'am?
Yeah.
I went to get my keys to move my car.
Just a minute. She comes to the door, move your car, and you said what to her?
I have to go and get. I didn't say anything. I was going upstairs. Okay, I was going upstairs, and I'm getting my keys.
Did you say anything to her?
I said okay, and went upstairs to get my keys.
Okay, go ahead.
My mace is on my keys. I went to get my keys, and I looked outside, and she was. Well, I heard when I was going upstairs, I heard her say she was going to move. She was going to hit my car. I looked outside, and I see she was doing a U-turn to get up on my bumper. I called the police, told them. She said she's going to move my car.
Just a second. She was doing a U-turn?
Yes, because her boyfriend pulled his car out by that time. I told the police, and it's in my police report, she said she's going to hit my car, quote. When I was saying that, she went around, made a U-turn, and she hit my car. I told her she just hit my car, I'm going out there. I went out there to make sure it wasn't any damages. It wasn't no damages. She was hollering, we were arguing. It was cold outside. I told her, I am not going to be out here arguing with you. It's cold. I have on my night clothes. I'm sleepy. I'm just going to pay you dust. She was still arguing, following me up to my door, which is around the corner, and hers is right here. She's following me up to my door. She's still arguing and hollering or whatever.
What was she saying to you?
Telling me I'm getting on her nerves because wait a minute. Well, you got the picture. She always parked by that pole. When I park by that pole, she just, I don't know, she don't like it because that's her, quote unquote, that's her spot. That's her pole. She has said it before. That is her pole. So when I park by that pole, I just get on her nerves when I do that. When I park on the street, because I usually park in the parking lot, she just get on my nerves. I park in the parking lot in the wintertime and park on the street in the summertime. I just get on her nerves. So I guess that just ticked her off.
Go ahead.
She came up on my porch. She was calling me B's and H's or whatever the case. So I called her too. You know, and I'm like, you know what? Forget it. You've been wanting me to sit out here and argue with her since 3 years that I've been living there. She wanted me to go out there and argue with her, and I never did. I paid her dust. Didn't even speak to her too many times. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna even go through with this. I'm going back to bed. It's cold. I gotta go to work. She come up to me and she swing on me. So I have my mace in my hand anyway. So I spray it with mace. She grabbed my coat.
Just a second. You said she swung on you. Exactly what did she do?
Well, in other words, she hit me with a clothespin. She swung her clothes. When she came up, when I was going in the house.
Where on your body did she hit you with a clothespin?
In my face, right here.
Okay. So what did you do?
I sprayed her with mace. While I was spraying her with mace, I don't know if her boyfriend was trying to grab her or whatever, but he was right there on the porch as well. And there was a stick around in the vicinity or whatever. She threw my coat on the ground, and I go to pick up my coat. She picked up the stick. She tried to hit me in my face with the stick. I blocked it with my hand and grabbed it with this hand. Then her boyfriend grabbed me and just like turned me around, and I went in the house.
Did she hit you with the stick?
Yes.
Where?
On my hand. She hit my hand.
Okay. Did you have any injuries?
Yes.
What were your injuries?
My finger was broke. I couldn't work for like 2 months.
Let me see the report.
That's the report and the medical bills. Here's my x-rays.
And now I need the police report.
You only need the police?
And now I need the police report.
That's my police report.
Good.
Police report. X-rays. Now.
Okay, now I'll hear your version of the story.
Hi. Okay, Your Honor, what happened was that morning I had just got up to get ready to go to work. So I was sitting up watching my gospel like I usually do on Sunday mornings. So I looked out the window and I seen her car on my bumper. Now, we've been feuding for 2 years. Okay, I have a 7-year-old son that I have to get up every morning at 6:30 and send him to school. She don't have any kids. She plays her TV all night long. She have a dog that barks all night long. Every time when I go to her door and try to talk to her and I say, could you please turn your TV down? She turns it up even louder.
So you haven't been getting along. You looked outside the window.
Okay.
I looked March
outside.
25th and you saw her car on your bumper.
I looked outside. I seen her car was on my bumper. So I said, By her being the way she is, when I go try to talk to her, I said, I'm not going there with Juanita today. So what happened was I sat there, and then I looked at my watch, and I seen it was getting close time for me to go to work. So I went around there, and I knocked at her door. I said, could you move your car off my bumper? She said, I ain't moving. And that's when she slammed the door in my face and went on upstairs. Okay, I left from her door. So then I went on in the house, thinking maybe she'd come and move the car. I sat there for a while. She never came to move it. So then what I did, I went back around to her house. I knocked at her door again. That's when she came outside. She sprayed me. Okay, me and her, we passed words. She sprayed me with mace first, before I even attempt to do anything to her.
It's not what you say in your complaint, in your answer.
She sprayed me.
No. Pay attention.
Okay.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Juanita Taylor says neighbor Deborah Jones assaulted her. Deborah says Juanita sprayed her with mace.
It's not what you say in your answer, Miss Jones. You just testified that you went to her house once, and then you went back to your house and waited to see if she would move the car. You went back to her house again. She opened the door and sprayed you with mace.
Right.
Is that what you just told me?
That's right.
Well, I'm going to read to you what you wrote in your answer. She refused to move her car, and we started arguing. I walked away from her. Then she followed me around the building. The next thing I knew, she sprayed my eyes with mace. That's what you wrote in your answer. That's different from what you just told me.
But what happened, Your Honor, I left her house. When we got into a fight, that's when she followed me around the building. What I meant to say is, after she maced me, she followed me around the building.
No.
Okay.
So what you're telling me is she opened the door.
She opened the door.
She sprayed you with mace.
Yes, she did.
And you just walked away.
In my nightgown.
Wait a minute.
Quiet. And you just walked away.
Okay, what happened, Your Honor? When she sprayed me and her got to tussling, and I pulled her around the building, trying to defend myself. That's what happened.
Where'd you get the stick from?
Huh?
Where'd you get the stick
It was
from?
on the ground. She was macing me. I was defending myself to keep her from hurting me.
Why didn't you have your boyfriend move his car?
What happened was, he tried to move his car, Your Honor, but what happened, his battery had went down on his car.
But he got his battery fixed.
Huh?
Somehow it got fixed because he did move his car.
You know how it got fixed?
I'm
Okay.
asking you a question. Somehow it got fixed because he moved his car.
What he did was, once she moved her car, he went and bought some cables. And
When did she move her car?
What'd you say?
When did she move her car?
She moved her car after the policemen got there.
That's true. I was telling them she was on my bumper, and I was giving them a small version of the story. They told me to go on and move my car up. I went back outside with my nightgown on when I saw the police coming. The only thing she said was true, was that I did move my car up and the stick was on the ground.
Where did you buy the mace?
Kmart. We need a license. We can't have pepper spray up into a certain degree. I've looked into all of this.
You bought it at Kmart?
Yes.
But when I'm
Look
saying,
at it.
Your Honor, she
It's not
maced
nothing.
me first. If
Look
she
at it.
would have moved
Here are
her
my keys
car
right here.
like I asked her to, none of this would have even started.
There's no question in my mind. Listen to me, Miss Jones. There isn't a question in my mind that Miss Taylor pulled her car up on your bumper. The two of you have been feuding for a long time. You went to her house in the morning. You were angry. There also isn't a question in my mind, Miss Taylor, that you answered her when she said, move your car, and she didn't say it in a very nice way, would you please move your car? But you also said to her, I'm not moving anything. The only reason you went outside was because she threatened to hit your car. You watched her. You saw that she did, in fact, hit your car, even though it was no damage, so you went outside. You should have moved your car.
May I say something before you go back? We have had problems constantly.
What are the problems, Miss Taylor?
My TV being up too loud, my music being on when I'm not even home. Again, I work third shift. She would say I play my music late.
Is it possible, Miss Taylor, that you're playing your television too loud? I just want you to think carefully. Is it possible?
Ma'am, I work third shift. I don't be.
didn't ask.
No, it's not.
Has she asked you to turn it down?
She's asked me to turn everything down.
Okay. Is it possible that she hears these things through the walls of the apartment?
Your Honor, we've had conversations through the wall. She's complained about my water. She's complained about my bath water running too loud.
Me.
I come home when I'm not working the full shift. I come home 3 o'clock in the morning running bath water.
Me.
I hear her over there cussing and fussing. She's too loud over there. I'm coming home running a bath water.
You know
she has sent police over to my house when I have not even been there. He has been there for just silly reasons. He would tell me the police just left. Well, what are you doing? I just got in and they're asking for the lease owner.
You think she's got nothing better to do?
I don't think so, because she's heard conversations. She has heard a conversation going on between me and my best friend, and now we cuss to each other, and I be on the phone, my windows will be open or whatever, and we talk about each other. She has sat there, a neighbor came to me and told me, well, number one, how do I know that you are... Okay, well, they have come to me and told me things that I've said on the phone.
Ms. Taylor? Okay. Let's start on the 24th of March. The 24th of March, you did a very foolish thing. Knowing that you had, and that you were in a rather acrimonious relationship with your neighbor, you exacerbated that situation by pulling your car right up to the bumper of her car. There's no question in my mind that you did that.
Okay.
Because despite the fact that she may be angry, she's on her way to work. She's not going to take the time to go out, come up to you, start an argument, if she could get her car out without doing that. So she came up to your house. I'm speaking now.
Okay.
So you did a foolish thing because the two of you really don't like each other. And if you don't really like each other, then what you're supposed to do is stay as far away as possible. And that may mean even parking your car someplace else, but certainly not parking your car right up on her bumper, which makes everybody very angry. Doesn't that make you angry? I'm speaking.
Okay.
Doesn't it make you angry when somebody parks up on your bumper?
Yeah.
It makes me really angry if somebody parks up on my bumper and I can't get out. Number two, I also believe that you had absolutely no intention of moving your car at the time that she came screaming at your door at 9 o'clock in the morning to move your car because you don't like her. And you figured let her sweat for a while. And the only reason you went outside was because you heard her say she was going to hit your car. Now, there is never a way that I am going to be able to tell who sprayed who with mace first and who hit who with a stick first. Certainly.
Your Honor, she hit me with a closed fist first.
She
then
sprayed me
this
first.
is how it went.
David is
She
the
hit me with a
witness.
closed... If she hit me with a...
there.
If
Were
I
you there,
sprayed her,
David?
then
David
how
was
did
there.
she hit...
Step up, please.
It was just me, her, and David.
How you doing,
I don't
Your
know
Honor?
who he
Just
is.
a second.
He wasn't there.
I don't want to
Your
hear
Honor.
anything.
No,
I don't
he
wanna-
was not there.
Quiet.
Okay.
You were there.
Yes, ma'am, I was there.
Okay. How long have you been living in this apartment?
Oh, I don't live there.
You were just there that night.
Yes. The battery in my car had went down, so I left my car there. I came back over the next morning and asked Deborah, could she give me a jump? She didn't have no cables. So what it was, I pushed my car back. She never did come out to move her car, period. I pushed my car back, took her car, went up to the parts store and got some jumper cables. Came back, her car was still in the same place. I pulled, by me pushing my car back.
I just want to hear what
If I
happened.
didn't
What,
put-
if anything, that you saw involving
saw-
these two? Now, look at me. I want you to tell me what you saw. Make sure, sir, that you tell me only what you saw.
Okay. When she knocked on the door, she come down, and when she come down, she had some keys in her hand. Then we standing out on the porch. They're arguing. Next thing I know, I see her do this. And that's when they started fighting.
Your Honor,
I broke the fight up.
if I may, if it was a big deal when she went out and looked at the car, she could have sent the police over to my house like she did all those other nights.
No, I
of
didn't
calling.
call.
You could have called the police.
Don't speak to each other. Sit
Your
down.
Honor,
Sit
she
down.
could have called the police
I think
and
that you
told
both
her.
behaved. I think that you both behaved badly. I think what you should have done, Miss Jones, is call the police.
Yeah.
That's what you should have done. I believe that you were both injured. The fact that you had a graver injury than she did which was you had a broken finger as a result of being hit with a stick. She did not hit you with that stick until after you maced her, which are the injuries that you are complaining about. Now, you could have taken care of the situation before it even started by
No, I
not
could
doing.
not.
You're
There was no
interrupting.
way.
You're
I'm
interrupting
sorry.
me. Oh no, you could have taken care of the situation before it even started by not parking in a situation where you knew you were going to exacerbate an already hostile relationship with the defendant. You chose the night before, when you parked, to park, and you said to me her car was parked there. It wasn't as if her car came in after your car was parked. Her car was parked there. You chose to park your car in such a way that she could not get out. Now, the fact that she came to your door the next morning, she may have asked you to move your car. I believe that you had no intention of moving your car. You're angry with her, you're annoyed at her, and you didn't like her attitude.
Your Honor, her
I'm
car is-
speaking! Now, there was a mutual assault. You just got hurt worse. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Come on. She's petty, have no life.
She don't have a life.
She feels that everyone should live their life like she does. I'm young, I'm still vital.
If you had a life, you wouldn't always be trying to start something with me.
She's old, decrepit, and have nothing else better to do.
She need to get her own man.
Always bet on ugly, they always win.
Instead of her messing around with other people's men, she need to get her own.
You hear that?
Okay?
Not on the calendar in the matter of Zankos versus Perez. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Ms. Zanquist, Ms. Perez and you were friends at one time.
Yes.
And you agreed to babysit for her children while she was working.
Yes.
According to you, the arrangement was you were going to get paid, and then you would fill out some paperwork because she was entitled to child care from the state.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would accept the money that she got from the state for babysitting. Was that your agreement?
No, we had agreement, and when I first began babysitting, that when she receives her income tax, she will pay me. So I will watch them for $45 a day for 3 days a week, and that she will pay me when she gets her money from income tax.
When did you start to babysit for her?
In the month of December of last year.
And how many children do you have?
3, ma'am.
What kind of work were you doing in December of 2003?
I'm working at Dunkin' Donuts still. Same job I've been working at for 3 years.
So you were working for Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm-hmm.
And how much were you earning there?
$7.10 an hour, ma'am.
You get paid every week or every 2
Weekly.
weeks? How much is your net check every week?
Like $140.
Do you get any public assistance for the children in addition to the $140?
Yes, I receive food stamps from the state.
What other money do you get?
That's child support for my son.
How much do you get in child support?
$93, ma'am.
A what?
A week.
How old are your children?
My oldest is 11, my middle one is 7, and my smallest one is 2.
Okay. And what do you do for a living, Ms. Zanquist?
I'm a student.
Full-time student? Were you a full-time?
No, part-time. Of course, I didn't register for school because I was depending on the income I was supposedly earning from watching the kids.
Is what you're telling me that you don't do anything right now? It's not an
When you
answer.
put it like that, I do have a disability, so I don't do too much, but I am focusing on school.
When you start, you'll focus. Right now, you're not focusing.
When I start and I don't have to worry about trying to find a job, right?
Ms. Zanquist, how long had you and Ms. Perez been friends?
We've been friends on and off for 10 years.
Is she telling me the truth when she says she works at Dunkin' Donuts?
Yes, she is telling you the truth.
And she, I believe, is telling me the truth when she says she earns $7 an hour.
Yes.
And that her take-home pay is $140 a week.
Yes.
And how many days a week were you supposed to watch her children?
3 days a week, that's
Just
when
a
she
second.
works.
3 days a week. So you expected her to pay you $135 a week.
Yes, I did.
Which means she would go to work for Dunkin' Donuts for $5 a week.
If I can...
No, just a second. I'm doing the math. The math is simple. She comes home with $140 a week, and she was supposed to pay you $135 a week for taking care of her children. That's the math.
That's the math. Can I comment?
Sure.
Erica's working, like she said, 3 years there, part-time. She works there because it's mandatory from the state in order for her to get medical and food stamps benefits. She doesn't have expenses. She doesn't pay rent. Her father owns the house she lives in. She doesn't have any bills. we had an agreement, and she has the funds to pay for it. She has boyfriends that have money that support her too. She has the money to make the agreement, and that's what happened.
Ms. Sanquist, Ms. Perez says that she was going to apply to the state, which does provide child care expenses for people who have low income, and that you did, in fact, fill out the paperwork.
Yes.
When did you fill out the paperwork?
We started the process around April or May.
When?
Your Honor, we started in July. I got papers.
July of what year?
Of 2004.
Well, she was babysitting for you from December until July.
Jessica's been babysitting my son, Your Honor, not all 3 kids. My son only since May of 2004.
Really?
Yes. I would never agree on paying a babysitter $135 a week when I only make a little chunk change.
Sounds
was
ridiculous.
Never an agreement. No
Sounds
agreement.
ridiculous. Can I see the paperwork that you started to fill out?
And it's not my signature either. She forged my signature in it too, Your Honor. And that's when it started, Your Honor.
Did you fill out these papers?
Yes.
Okay.
Could I say another thing, Your Honor?
Shh. Which child do you receive support for?
Cyrus, my son.
And Emily?
Emily and Melanie, I don't receive nothing for.
Well, they told you that in order for you to receive money, you have to at least apply for child support from the father of the other 2 children. Otherwise, they're not going to give you money through this program, Care for Kids.
He's in jail for murder.
Is that Emily's father?
No, that's Melanie's dad.
That's Melanie's father. What about Emily's father?
Emily's dad, child support, is looking for him right now. He got issues in court.
And a warrant for
and
his
he got
arrest.
a warrant out for his arrest
For
through
domestic
child support.
violence.
Okay.
How you know?
Okay.
I know.
How much money, if any, Ms. Perez, did you receive from Care for Kids?
I don't receive no money from Care for Kids, ma'am.
Did you ever receive any
None.
money?
It goes under her name. The check comes under Jessica's name.
How much money, if any, did you receive from them?
Zero. Nothing.
Zero. Well, why
Can I comment?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't receive anything from Care for Kids because every time we applied, we were denied. Well, every time she applied, she was denied because of lack of information that she was supposed to provide, because of missing deadlines. They have deadlines. You miss it, they deny you. She was adamant about saying no, that we didn't start in January, February, March. In April and May, in the process of Care for Kids, we did start. The person I spoke to at 5/11/04 at 11:40 a.m. was Ingrid, and I have a list of names of people that I've been in contact with from this company.
All I have here, listen to me, all I have here is notification from the state that the application was received on July 9th, 2004. I don't have anything else. Listen to me. Do you have any proof that an application was submitted before that?
No, but I requested information, and they said they wouldn't give it to me, they would give it to her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She fought my sister in front of all the kids.
So you had a fight with her sister over somebody's ex-boyfriend, a story that, believe me, at this hour, I am totally disinterested in.
And later today,
While I may give you the car, I'm not going to give you the car and pay for your insurance, too, because that would be stupid.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jenny Zanquist says former friend Erica Perez owes for babysitting fees. Erica says Jenny incorrectly filled out the application for state aid.
Listen to me, madam. I do not believe you that you had an agreement with her to pay you $135 a week when all she earns is $140 a week. That just doesn't make sense. Nobody in their right mind is going to work for $5 a week and pay you $135 a week. What makes sense is that the two of you agreed that you would apply for this program and you would get the money from this program. She would turn it over to you and she would work. And the papers weren't filled out right, and then you had a fight. You had a fight because you had a fight over somebody's ex-boyfriend. I don't know whose ex-boyfriend. Whose was it?
Your Honor, she fought my sister in front of all the kids.
So you had a fight with her sister, and therefore all bets were off. Mm-hmm. That's what she says, that you had a fight with her sister over somebody's ex-boyfriend, a story that, believe me, at this hour, I am totally disinterested in. I am totally disinterested in the story of the fight that you had with her sister. As far as I'm concerned, when two ladies... What are you looking at me? It's such a ridiculous look on your face. I'm disinterested when ladies fight with each other. I think it's very unseemly. The only thing that I have to determine is whether I believe she made an arrangement to pay you her entire salary check. And I don't believe she did, so your case is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Jessica's man now used to go out with my sister 5 years ago, so she got a grudge against my sister.
As far as the fight being over my boyfriend, it wasn't even about that.
She got him now. She's so insecure. She should be happy she got him now, though.
The guy has my name, Jessica, tattooed on his neck.
They make a perfect team together, both of them.
Show me the money.
She got what she deserves. She's crazy. She's crazy. Everybody in Bridgeport knows she's crazy. She crazy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Denton versus Clevenger, step forward, please.
Computer analyst Julia Denton is suing her sister-in-law, student Patricia Clevenger, for the cost of a '96 Toyota RAV4. Julia says Patricia's husband totaled the vehicle.
Mrs. Denton, is this your brother?
Yes.
And this is your sister-in-law?
Yes.
According to your complaint, several years ago, your husband passed away.
Yes.
You say it was in 2001.
That's correct.
When he passed away, one of the things he had was an automobile that was in his name. You had a car, and you agreed to, at that time, let your brother and your sister-in-law use that car.
Correct.
Until the estate was settled, and with the understanding that when it was settled, you would sell them the car. Was that your agreement?
Well, we actually didn't make that agreement. When I loaned them the car to begin with, we didn't make that agreement. It took a long time for the estate to be settled. It wasn't settled until the end of May of 2004. As it got closer to that date, then we started talking about selling them the car. That was my intention, to either sell it to another party or sell it to them if they were still interested in buying it.
Once the estate was settled?
Right, because I was not able to sell any of the assets. He did not have a will, and I was the administrator of his estate. Right.
Okay. Now, you gave them the car to use from 2002, according to your complaint, until 2004. Now, my question to you is, in whose name was the car titled in 2004?
The title was in my late husband's name until after the accident.
Okay. Now, according to you, you insured the car up until May or June of 2004.
Correct.
And then sometime in May or June, you found out that you had started to insure the car.
I did insure the car. After,
when?
In May, after her mother told me that she was no longer carrying insurance on the car.
Okay, so you started to carry insurance on the car, even though you had no insurable interest in the car.
At that point, we felt like the car had been given to us. We had already tried to return the car several times. She said she had no use for the car.
Excuse me, Your Honor, that's a lie.
Just a minute, I'll get there. And at some point, about a month or so later, your husband had an accident with the car, and it was totaled.
Yes.
And you got a check for how much?
$4,687.
Which you feel rightfully belongs to you.
Correct.
And you feel none of that belongs to her because it was your insurance policy.
Correct.
What do you think?
She gave us the car.
Stand up.
She gave us the car 3 years ago. We offered to give it back to her several times. She didn't want the car back. She had 2 cars and 1 driver.
Yes.
She had a Corvette.
Well, what did you say? I'm just curious. What did you say when you offered to give her the car back?
I said, here's the RAV back. You know, you can have it back. She said, no, keep it. Drive it. That's exactly her words.
Okay.
Keep it.
Now, why did you bring it over there?
Well, actually, I brought it over there to make sure that I wasn't encroaching upon her, to make sure that it was a gift, and if she wanted it back, she could have it back.
So you brought it back to her to see if you were encroaching?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Denton. When did you have the first conversation with regard to the estate settling and some papers that would necessarily have to be exchanged?
I found out that they had started to insure the car on June 17th. Up until that time, I carried full coverage insurance on the car.
You have any proof of that?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please. Put your hand down. Now, this car was a 1996 Toyota?
Yes.
It was insured until the 17th of June, 2004. Not May. It was insured until 17 June, 2004.
Okay.
Full coverage. So you are mistaken that the car was not insured after May. So whoever gave you the information was mistaken.
That would be their mother.
Well, I don't know who it was, but certainly you didn't verify that with her, right?
No, I did not.
Right.
What had happened was, Your Honor, because I had been paying the insurance the whole time, I would give the little cards to my mother because she lives in the same town they do.
to go and give to them, and I had given her the wrong card. And she looked at the date and told them that there must not be insurance on the car because it's expired. They got insurance without my knowledge.
I don't see how they could get insurance. They had no insurable interest in the car.
It was a gift.
You had no insurable interest in the car. That's a matter of law. The car is not in your name. It would be like you deciding that you like the look of Bert's car and saying, I'm going to take out insurance on his car just in case he has an accident. And if he has an accident, I can collect on his car. You have to have an insurable interest in the car. The car was not in your name. And it's not something that is worth family feuding over. Sir, you have to use common sense. If she gave you the car, then the common sense would be, I cannot transfer the title to you in this car until the estate is settled, and that may take several years. But I'm giving you the car. But while I may give you the car, I'm not going to give you the car and pay for your insurance too, because that would be stupid. Put your hand down, troublemaker. Do you understand, sir? I'm ignoring your wife because she is not related to this lady, and you are.
Yes, ma'am.
So she doesn't care if she makes trouble, this one, but you should care if she makes trouble. If your sister was giving you the car as a gift, I would say to my brother, David, I want you to have this car. We can't do the paperwork on it right now. All you have to do is you take care of the maintenance, you take care of the insurance, you take care of all the expenses on the car, and at the appropriate time, I'll just transfer the title over to you. I would not say to him, I'm going to pay for all the expenses, including the insurance on the car.
She didn't pay for all the expenses.
The insurance! No, she's supposed to pay the expenses. I mean, something wrong with you? You look like a perfectly healthy man. Do you work? Are you employed?
Yes, yes, I am.
Then why should she pay for the expenses? You're driving. Listen to me. Listen what you did with your wife. You had the full use of a car for 2.5 years. You had it fixed when it needed to be fixed. You put gas and oil in the car. You did whatever you had to do. Somebody else paid for the insurance. Then, at the 11th hour, because your wife got some misinformation, you insured the car. You had not paid for the car. And you came into a windfall of almost $5,000 for something that wasn't yours. Listen to me, sir. Under your theory, if you had had the car in April, which you did, of 2004, and if you had had an accident and she was paying for the insurance at the time, who would have gotten the insurance money? I'm not asking, put your hand down.
She obviously would have gotten it.
Right. She would have gotten the money. Would you have sued her?
Her insurance would have also paid for
Ma'am, I wouldn't sue a family member.
Right, because you would have done the right thing. And the right thing is, you don't come away with a windfall of almost $5,000, which is outrageous. Outrageous.
We did have medical expenses after the wreck.
Whose fault is that? Hers?
No, but her insurance would have paid it if she was carrying insurance.
Whose fault is that? Hers? If you had medical
insurance,
insurance, sir, nobody would have had to pay medical insurance for you. You would have had taken care of it with your medical coverage. And if you're a working person, I assume your wife is working. She looks like she's an able-bodied person. You should have medical insurance.
I'm a student.
She's a full-time student.
She's too old to be a full-time student if she has other responsibilities.
I am a full-time student.
Okay. You owe $4,687. Judgment for the plaintiff. No good deed goes unpunished, madam.
Thank you very much.
Why is that excuse? You may step out.
The last 4 months have been a strain, not just financially, but through the family and everything else.
The closeness of my family and the warmth and feeling of a brother and sister relationship.
Just being vindictive.
It was my car. I paid everything on it. They were borrowing the car.
She's being vindictive about a car she gave us.
It doesn't have anything to do with me being vindictive or anything else. I just wanted what was mine to be mine.
I think this whole thing was ridiculous.
The whole thing is upsetting to me.
If she would have just been a little bit more compromising, we would have never been here.
There's nothing else I could do. I'd already loaned them $3,500.
It's usually whatever makes Julie happy when she gets what she wants.
My sister did us a favor 3 years ago, and then 3 years later says, you owe me this.
My husband worked very hard for that vehicle and for everything that we had, and it's not theirs.
I don't have a sister anymore.
I agree with him. I don't have a brother anymore.
This is case number 585 on the calendar in the matter of Jones versus Callahan. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
All right, this case is a little complicated, so let me go through the facts as I understand them. This is your brother?
Yes, ma'am.
For some reason which is unimportant at this moment, you went to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had a car.
Yes.
The car was towed when
Yes,
you were
ma'am.
incarcerated. According to the complaint, your sister, who had formerly dated the defendant,
Yeah.
asked the defendant if he would pay the towing charges on the car and the impound fees on the car, and that when your brother got out of jail, he would repay him and he would give him the car back.
Yes.
Your brother got out of jail, and the defendant, stop playing with your papers, pay attention, because
Sorry.
maybe I'm getting something wrong. Your brother got out of jail, and the defendant, according to you, refuses to return the car.
Yes, ma'am. He refused to return any phone calls.
The defendant says that he did return the car, and he is counterclaiming. He says that you, Mr. Jones, stole a gun that belonged to him, and that you, Miss Jones, have a large screen television set that belongs to him in your home. Is that right?
That is correct.
And you want to be reimbursed for the towing fees that you paid for his car, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do you understand that?
No, but I'm waiting to see it unfold.
Okay. Well, I tried to simplify it. It was really very... Okay. When did you go to jail, sir?
November 1st of 2001.
How long were you there?
I was there for 4 months.
Okay. And you called the defendant. Were you still dating at the time?
Yes, we were.
What did you say to him?
I asked him if he would get the car out of impound for me because I could not afford it, and that we would pay it back as soon as my brother was released from jail.
And what did he say?
He said fine.
How much were the impound fees?
$538.
Now you tell me your version of the conversation that you had with her about getting the car out of impound.
She explained to me that while her brother was in jail, that I'd be able to get the car out of impound in replace of the stolen gun.
No. Look at me. Look right here. She called you and said what?
She called me and told me there's a note here saying her brother will give you the car because of the stolen gun. So I said, well, okay, I'll accept that
I don't
offer.
agree with that.
Just a second. Who has this note? Do you have the note?
Actually, she has the note.
You have the note?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see it, please.
This is the contract we had on the car. He refused to sign it because
Just
he
a
said
second, just a second. Okay. Well, nobody signed this, and this doesn't say anything about a gun. What about this gun?
There was a gun that he claims was stolen out of my house. I have 2 minor children, this being one of them. My daughter is 2 years old. I had asked him numerous times not to bring a gun into my house.
Yes.
We went to visit my friend in the hospital, and when we came back, he told me that his gun was stolen out of my house, and I didn't even know it was still in there. I had told him over and over again not to leave a gun in my house with my minor children. So I don't really know what happened to the gun.
You said you saw a note where Mr. Jones here confessed to having stolen your gun?
Yeah, actually, it was in one of his letters that he sent while he was in jail.
Well, where is the letter?
Actually, she has it.
You have a letter?
I don't have any with me. I have just...
Did you get a letter from your brother with regard to a stolen
My brother
gun?
sent me a letter saying if it was possible for me to please get out his car out of impound fees. He didn't care what I had to do it, to just get it out. I told him then I would ask Jimmy to get the car out of impound for me, and that when Matt got released from jail that he would then pay for the car because I didn't want anything to do
I
with it.
have that information. I'm asking you about a note with regard to his confessing that he stole a gun.
No, ma'am.
Did you take his gun?
No, I didn't. I have talked to numerous detectives as well in this case, and they acquitted me of the charges, and they don't feel that I've taken it, so...
Taken it.
Taken it. Sorry.
Detectives don't acquit you. They just have to have evidence in order to
They drop
arrest
the
you.
case. They drop the
In any
case.
event, there's no proof that he took the gun.
Exactly.
Sounds logical to me, sir, very logical to me, that your girlfriend would call and ask you to do this for her, and that you would return the car. But your defense is that you returned the car. Tell me about that.
Actually, on January 8th, she gave me a call, threatened me, saying that if I don't return the car within a couple days, that her and her brother would come looking after me. That weekend on the 12th.
Don't speak unless I'm looking at you.
That weekend on the 12th, I told one of my friends to help escort me to drop off this VW Jetta to Dawn Marie's residence. So eventually, he drove his Toyota, and I drove the Jetta to her house. We dropped off the keys in the mailbox, which is in front of her doorway. And for the reason I did not make contact to her, she has filed a stalking charge on me prior to these occasions.
Okay. Did you report the car stolen?
No, they told us we had to take it to small claims court and get it back.
He doesn't have it.
But he did have it, and he had it at the time, and he had never dropped it off to my house.
How do you
ever.
know that?
Because if I'm not home, somebody else is there.
I don't know whether somebody else is there or not. He doesn't have the car. And he certainly can't use the car because he doesn't have any proof of ownership. He can't have it insured. So I suggest you call and report the car stolen because he doesn't have it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Perfect. Now, you can have the car back, but you still owe him some money because he got the car out of impound. You promised to pay him back. Why didn't you pay him back?
We've made a number of chances to try and contact him. In the stalking order that he was suggesting, I went with her to the court. We ended up dropping the stalking order, saying we just want the car back, then we can all go our own separate ways. He refused to contact us. He refused to call us. He says that he's not doing the deal no more. We have the money, and we've offered to pay him several times.
Well, he certainly can't sell the car without a certificate of title, which leads me to believe that unless he was just merely being vindictive and dumped it in a lake or something, which I have no proof of, that it has absolutely no value to him whatsoever.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dawn Jones says ex-boyfriend James Callahan refuses to return her brother's car. Dawn says when her brother Matthew was arrested, James got the car out of impound and never gave it back.
Okay. Now tell me about this big screen TV.
All right, I have the receipt here. On 10/8/01, I went down to Circuit City with her son to purchase a TV. For the reason is our TV that she had at the time was was not reasonable. So we eventually purchased a 27-inch flat screen Panasonic TV. I do have other things in her house, and I could not receive that. I couldn't bring that.
Just a minute. We're not there yet. The TV that she had was not a good one, so you went with her son and bought a TV and brought it to her house.
Correct.
What makes you think this is your TV?
I actually purchased it.
I don't care if you purchased it. If you purchased it and made a gift to her, then it's not yours. I don't care if you purchased it. All right, let me hear your version of the TV.
Thank you, okay. He was liking to flash money around everywhere he went. He was flashing money in my face. He also was, giving me...
TV.
Several gifts, okay? He gave me the TV. He put it in my name. I have the receipt.
I want you to tell me.
He left the house one day. He came back with this huge TV, and I said, what are you doing? I cannot pay you for this TV. He said, don't worry, Marie, it's a gift. You can have it. I'm not going to take it from you or your kids. Here's my son, who was with him when he went to the shopping.
Let me see the receipt.
Those are receipts for everything he's countersuing me for.
No, I'm not interested in everything. I'm just interested in the TV.
All right.
Sold to Dawn Jones.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, when you give a gift, you don't take it back, sir. The relationship didn't work out. It doesn't mean you get the TV back. What you do get back is the $538 that you laid out for the towing fees for the VW. That's what you get back. Period. You go to the police and take care of your car.
Will do.
Good. Have I resolved that? Did you understand it?
I understood it perfectly.
Perfect. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't know what his problem is, but he is severely mental.
There are certain times where if you're really nice, you let your guard down, people will, intend to take advantage of that.
He broke into my house and woke me up while I was sleeping, doing nasty things.
She's in distress right now, and she's trying to, make me look bad.
He's psycho. He's psycho.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bullock versus Green. Step forward, please.
25-year-old student Corus Bullock is suing former friend, 25-year-old student Ernest Green, for breaking his windshield in a drunken fit.
Mr. Bullock, the defendant is or was a friend or acquaintance of yours, and according to your complaint, you gave him a ride home from someplace when he was drunk. He went crazy in your car and did damage to the windshield of your car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so tell me when this happened.
On January 19th, it was a Monday, it was, because of the Martin Luther King event that was going on in St. Pete, Florida.
Okay, tell me how it came to be that he was in your car.
It came to be because I gave Mr. Green a call that evening asking him what he was doing for that day, because I had just met Mr. Green probably about a week before that. And he was like, give me a call sometime and, we'll hang out or whatever. So I gave him a call and I asked him, what he was doing for that day, and he was telling me about the event that was going on in St. Pete. So I asked him, would he like to go? And he was like, yes, we can go down there.
Okay, and was he drinking at the time?
At the time that I picked him up, no, he wasn't.
Well, when did he start to drink?
He started to drink on our way to the event because...
in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
And according to you, he was drunk at the time he did this damage to your car.
I was actually drunk. I had drunk some drinks, but I was not drunk, Your Honor.
I'm going to get to you in a minute. Go ahead.
Well, he actually hadn't started drinking until we was on our way to the event. He asked me to stop at the liquor store on our way to the event. And he offered, me if I wanted anything I drink. I was like, no, I'm fine, So I was like, we'll stop and get you something. So as we stopped and got him something on our way to the trip, he had started drinking or whatever.
What was he drinking?
I can't recall the actual name of the beverages.
I was drinking cognac.
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 What time in the morning was this?
It was not in the morning.
What time was it?
It was around 7 o'clock.
In the evening?
In the evening.
And what kind of an event were you going to?
We went to a parade. Also,
Just a second. You were going to celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday?
Oh, yeah. I was not drunk. I mean, I'd had some drinks.
Pay attention to my question. You were going to celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday, and you decided that the appropriate tribute to Martin Luther King was to drink cognac.
Actually,
just pay attention to my question. The appropriate tribute to this leader was to drink cognac on your way to the parade.
No, actually, that wasn't it. Actually, Mr. Bullock had a couple drinks earlier, too.
I'm talking about you.
Hold on, Your Honor, that's a false statement. I didn't have anything to drink.
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm talking to him. Now I'm not talking to you anymore. Let's get to the windshield, please.
Yes, ma'am. Earlier that day, I got a call from one of my other friends who was telling me that he was throwing a little private party at an after-hour event. So after we left the Martin Luther King event, on our way back, I told Mr. Green about the event. He asked me, could he come? And at the time, I knew he had been drinking or whatever, and I was like, well, we'll take you home first, and then I'll come back and get you. And then he made a statement that he wasn't ready to go home because he knew if he went home, his girlfriend would not let him back out.
Excuse me, Your Honor, that was not true.
So when I took him there or whatever, I said, well,
you took him to the party.
Right.
It wasn't an event. It was a party, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, so let's not say event. We went to a party, and you took him to the party. Did he continue to drink at the party?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
We haven't gotten to the windshield yet. When are we going to get to the windshield? I'm losing
we're getting
patience.
to the windshield right now, ma'am.
Good.
All right. Well, we at the party. That's when he started getting a little belligerent, and one of the actual bouncers saw that his attitude was rude towards some of the females in the club, that he was grabbing on them and harassing the women. And he said, "You're all going to have to take him home." And I said, "That's not a problem." I said, "I'll take him home." On our way going down the interstate, Mr. Green's attitude had really changed. I mean, he had started getting very rude, loud. He had started, saying some obscene things.
Where was he sitting?
He was sitting in the passenger seat.
Excuse me, Your Honor, that's not my character.
Just a second.
It's not my character.
Don't interrupt. All right, so he's rude, he's belligerent, he's using bad language. Get to the windshield.
So we were approximately about a block from his home, and he had just started really getting loud, and before I knew it, he had started swinging at the windshield like this, going like this. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And before I knew it, I looked up and my windshield was cracked. And we was about a block from his home.
And he cracked the windshield with his what?
With his fist.
Do you have a picture?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
Judge, if I broke a windshield, cracked the windshield, I'm pretty sure.
Am I looking in your direction, Mr. Green?
Okay, sure.
What time was this that you took him home?
It was about 12:30, almost going on 1, about 1:45.
And you picked him up at what time?
I picked him up about 6 o'clock, 6:30.
What time did you get to the liquor store?
We made it to the liquor store about 6:45.
So he started to drink cognac at 6:45?
Yes, ma'am.
And it would be fair to say that he drank from 6:45 until about 12:30 or 1:45?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it wasn't, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, Mr. Green.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to me very carefully,
Yes,
sir.
I can.
You remember going home in the car with Mr. Bullock?
Of course I do.
Good. Tell me what happened.
No kind of way was I out of sync. Yes, I had some drinks, but that's no kind of way to say that someone's drunk.
Let me ask you this. You're at the club, and everybody is having a good time at the club?
We all had a good time at the club.
Great.
So, but no kind of way did I act out of character.
Okay.
So.
Did you ask Mr. Bullock to take you home at about 12:30 or 1:45?
Yes, I did ask him to take me home.
Tell me what you said to him when you asked him to take you home.
Well, I felt myself getting a little bit out of sync.
What does that mean, out of sync?
Out of sync means when you had one too many drinks, then you're just ready to go home.
Okay, so you felt as if you had too much to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I have that kind of judgment. So, I mean, that's how I know no kind of way could I have broken his windshield.
I didn't ask windshield yet. I'm not there, Mr. Green. So it's your testimony that you're at the club, and you were drinking at the club.
Of course I drank.
and that you felt as if you were a little out of sync.
Exactly.
So you said, would you please drive me home?
Exactly.
Because you were being responsible.
Exactly.
Is that right, Mr. Bullock?
No, ma'am, that statement is false.
Of course, it's false. Are you suggesting to me, Mr. Green, that the proprietor of this club didn't ask that you leave?
I never had anyone come up to me saying, I want you to leave.
You weren't behaving in any way that was irregular, a little bit high or a little bit inebriated at the club?
Well, a little bit intoxicated, of course. That's the reason why I'm ready to go home, of course. But I don't.
So you were acting a little bit drunk?
No, I'm not drunk, of course. When you're drunk, you're like falling down or something on the floor. I was not drunk.
Not everybody falls down on the floor, sir. Some people are drunk and they continue to stand up. See, what I find unusual, Mr. Green, is if you're at the club and you're drinking and you're having a good time and you're really not drunk and you're dancing and everybody else is staying at the club, it takes a person of very strong character to say, I've had a little too much to drink. Would you please drive me home?
You don't believe that can happen?
It can happen.
Okay.
Unless there's a broken windshield. Go ahead.
I don't exactly know how the windshield was broken. I think that Mr. Bullock may have went out somewhere else after he dropped me off and something happened to his car and he's trying to pin this on me.
And he's just blaming it on you.
I believe that might have been what happened, but I don't. Break a windshield. What reason would I have if someone I just met to break their windshield?
Especially someone who has been very nice to you. Gave you a call, said, come on, let's go spend the day. We'll go down to the parade, then you can come to a party with me afterwards, right?
That is correct.
So you think that someone who acted like a person who wanted to be your friend would drop you off and then something would happen to his windshield and then he would say to himself, I'm going to blame Mr. Green for this.
What other reason would I have to come on this show and prove myself if I knew I was guilty?
It's possible, Mr. Green, that you don't remember breaking his windshield, that you were so drunk you don't remember.
Well, I just explained to you that I wasn't drunk.
Of course you were drunk. You had been drinking for over 5 hours.
No, I wasn't. I just said
Cognac, not a little beer.
I was not drinking over 5 hours now.
Sure you were.
You be in a hospital, you drink for over 5 hours. You be in like intox or something.
Well, that's what we're saying, Mr. Green, because after the first 5 or 6, you don't remember. You just want that buzz to continue. What kind of damage was done to your car, Mr. Bullock?
Besides the windshield, ma'am, that was it.
Okay, and how much did it cost you to have it fixed?
The list price was $325.
I asked you how much it cost you to have it fixed.
I only paid $144.45.
All right. Mr. Green, just add this $144.25 to the cost of the bottle of cognac. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Mr. Green is a good person. I just think he just had one too many. You know, everybody runs into that problem every now and then.
I think that she think that just because someone has some drinks that they're out of character and they're like totally out of sync.
Mr. Green is still, you know, a good acquaintance of mine.
There's no hard feelings.
There's no hard feelings.
Yeah, this is case number 286 on the calendar in the matter of Rytan versus Wood. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Bird, I want you to trust me on this one.
I trust you all the time.
You're gonna love this case. It seems that the plaintiff, and I'm just summarizing the facts as I understand them from the complaint, you went over to visit a friend.
Yes, ma'am.
This friend lives in a complex that is managed by you?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the friend?
Laura Rick.
She lives in the complex, or did?
I did.
And your car was there?
Yes.
In the parking lot of the complex?
Yes.
And for some reason or another, you got really loaded?
Yes, ma'am.
And about what time was it that you arrived at her apartment and got really loaded?
It was approximately 6:45 in the morning. I had just gotten off work.
And you came to her apartment and started to drink?
Yes, ma'am.
And for how long did you drink?
I can't say for sure. It was a matter of 2 hours.
Long time. And then, I gather, according to what I've read in your complaint, you blacked out.
Yes.
But it appears that while you were in this self-induced stupor, you shedded some of your clothes?
Yes, ma'am.
All of your clothes?
I was naked from the waist down.
And you proceeded to go into somebody else's apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Shh. So far, we following each other?
Right, Rich.
The other person whose apartment you went into wasn't home at the time, but came home later? You don't know?
I don't know that.
But that's what it appears. Came home and found you butt naked in his apartment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And there was some major scuffle because we're not exactly playing Goldilocks and the Three Bears here. So they roughed you up a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
And the police were called.
I do have pictures of what was happened to me.
Oh, I'd like to see them.
And I also have pictures of the vehicle.
Shh, don't tell me vehicle. I'm not at the vehicle yet, which forms the basis of this complaint, sir.
Damn.
Okay. So when these folks came home and found you doing what you were doing in their apartment, but naked, they beat you up.
Yes,
Police were called, and you were taken to jail.
Yes, ma'am.
At that point, for breaking and entering into their apartment.
Yes.
Okay. So far, so good.
Yes, ma'am.
The thrust of your lawsuit against the defendant is, after the police came and hauled your, hopefully then clothed body to the precinct, she had your car towed.
Yes, ma'am.
And it cost you $165 to get your car out of the impound.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're suing her for.
Yes.
I told you you'd love it. I want you to give me the theory of your case, sir.
Your Honor, the way I'm seeing it is the fact that there was damage done to my vehicle, having it towed. I did screw up. I'm not going to deny that. When I was found in the apartment, I was completely unconscious. And from what the police were told, I was being restrained until they got there. And if you look at those pictures, you can see that's not how you restrain an unconscious person.
I don't know if you were unconscious or not, sir. You're shaking your head. Were you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you the owner of that premises?
I was the owner of the apartment he went into.
Why don't you step up, sir? What is your name?
Richard Holler.
Mr. Holler, what time had you arrived home that morning?
I arrived home, probably around 12:30, I think it was.
When you went to open your door, had it been jiggled, or was there some evidence
no,
of
my
breaking?
door was left open a little ways. I was at a friend's house helping him out, and I was on the way home, and I had received a phone call from my daughter, Jamie.
Did she go to the apartment first?
All three of my daughters were in the apartment, yes.
Step up, Jamie. Tell me what happened, Jamie.
I was inside my bedroom, and me and my sisters were talking, and I heard the door open and shut.
The front door to the apartment.
And I went to go see if my dad came in, and then I saw him in the living room.
This person?
And he then took off his pants. And
he took off his pants in your apartment?
Yeah.
He was standing up?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he say anything?
No.
Were you frightened?
I was scared at the time.
Had you ever seen him before, Jamie?
No, ma'am.
So you see a stranger coming into your apartment early in the morning? At what time did he come into the apartment?
Around 11 o'clock.
Walk into your apartment, take a look at you, and then drop his pants. Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened next?
Then I turned around and got my sisters to jump out of the window, and we went to a neighbor's house, and then I called my dad.
From the neighbor's house?
Yeah.
And you stayed there?
Yes.
When you jumped out of the window, do you live on the first floor, I hope?
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody was hurt?
No, ma'am.
Sit down, Jamie. Okay, so tell me what happened when you came home, sir.
So she called me when she got to the neighbor's house and told me that a guy had came into our apartment and started disrobing. And I asked her where she was at, and she told me right away that her and her sisters were okay, that they were at the neighbor's house. So I got home and I went into the apartment complex, and I seen that my door was open a little ways. And I opened it up a little bit, and from opening it up, you can kind of see our couch. I could see somebody on our couch. So I shut the door and walked down to the caretaker lad's house and asked him to call the police. And I went back to the apartment and went back in and confronted him.
What did you say to him?
He was laying on our couch completely naked except for a t-shirt. Basically told him to get up, and he sat up and asked him to get out, and then there was a little bit of a scuffle, and I basically detained him in the hallway until the cops got there.
Now, when you say you detained him in the hallway, how did he get to the hallway?
Walked. I mean, well, kind of wrestled around a little bit to the hallway.
But he was on his own feet?
Yes, he was.
Okay, and the police arrived?
Yes, they did, ma'am.
What were you charged with, sir?
I was charged with disorderly conduct.
You're pretty lucky.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. William Rightan says his car was impounded while visiting his ex-girlfriend's apartment. The apartment manager, Nancy Wood, says a drunken William walked into another tenant's apartment.
Okay, Miss Wood, what was he charged with? Miss Wood?
Originally, he was charged with fourth-degree burglary and indecent exposure.
And he pled guilty to something. What did you plead guilty to?
Actually, before I even had to plead guilty, there was a Second Amendment, I believe it was. My mother has been around for this whole thing, and she's also witnessed me get myself into a treatment program the following day.
I didn't ask you that question, sir. I asked you, what did you ultimately plead guilty to?
I plead guilty to disorderly conduct.
Right, but that's not what you were charged with.
That's not what the ticket was wrote for. I never pleaded guilty to anything until they gave me disorderly conduct.
So you waited until you got an appropriate plea bargain. Breaking into somebody's apartment and taking your clothes off is exactly what you were charged with, initially. Okay, Miss Wood, were you advised by the caretaker that he had been taken to jail?
That afternoon, I was coming back to work from lunch, and I noticed a squad car sitting in the parking lot with a man in the back seat. The caretaker, Lad Harite, had approached me and said there was a problem while I was gone, and basically told me that the plaintiff here had gone into another apartment and exposed himself.
So you had his car towed?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. That's what I would have done, right?
That sounds right to me.
Sounds right to me, too. You didn't get a bill from this family for cleaning their sofa, did you?
No, ma'am.
It's the first thing I would have done. Had my sofa professionally cleaned and sent you the bill. I mean, don't you feel foolish?
Honestly, I do feel foolish for
So
my
why-
actions.
Yeah, of course.
But like I said, I did take quite the beating, and there's no way I walked anywhere. The police couldn't even pick me up and get me to walk on my own. I was literally dragged outside.
Let me explain something to you, sir. If my husband ever came home and our young daughters were in an apartment where some guy had broken in, stripped down naked, and came home and found this naked, what in his mind is a pervert, who forced his daughters to jump out of a window because they don't know what you're going to do, this would have looked like a Picasso. I wouldn't complain if I were you. You're still here. Now, even Officer Byrd is a very caring, conservative kind of guy, but he has little children, and I wouldn't even ask him what he would do if he found some guy had come into his home when he wasn't there and frightened his children as a result of self-induced intoxication by disrobing, something that his children would never forget. You wouldn't like to venture what you might do to that person.
Oh, he don't want to know.
So I would suggest that you take this, sir, as a really good lesson and don't sue anybody. You're just lucky they didn't sue you for emotional distress caused to those young girls when they walked out into their living room and found you standing there and you took a look at them and dropped your pants. You're lucky they didn't sue you. That would be the case that I would like to have.
Yet,
What?
He's not paying for the counselor bills either for it.
That would be an interesting lawsuit, sir. But this one is a no-brainer. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I honestly did learn from my actions and have been getting treatment for my alcohol problem.
I was frightened when I first saw him.
I'm very proud of his actions now, and he has entered a full-bore treatment program, and he's doing well.
I'm proud of Jamie for what she did and got her sisters out of there as soon as possible.
I screwed up and got to pay the consequence from it.
Be responsible for your actions.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cole versus Watts. Step forward, please.
23-year-old business owner Mariah Cole is suing her former employee, 27-year-old Rebecca Watts, for the cost of her merchandise. Mariah says when Rebecca returned a starter kit of adult toys, some of the products were missing.
Miss Cole, can you explain the kind of business that you run to me?
I run an adult novelty and home party business.
What is adult novelty?
We go into homes and hold parties for adults with lotions and potions and vibrators.
That kind of a dope party.
Yes.
I didn't understand. I really didn't understand what that
Okay.
was from your complaint. And according to your complaint, the defendant wanted to be part of your business. And I gather that the way your business works is there's a starter kit that costs $250 that has a sampling of all the merchandise.
Correct.
And people take the starter kit, which they pay for, and then proceed to have house parties with other people and sell it, sort of like what we used to do with Tupperware.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Only high-tech Tupperware.
Right.
Okay. Your complaint alleges, and the defendant concedes, that she was interested in making some extra money, decided to try this business, took a starter kit from you, and your understanding was that she would not give you the $250 right up front, but would host her parties, and a percentage of the money that she received, she would give to you as in for payment for the starter kit as it went along. Is that right?
Yes.
And you did host some parties?
I hosted 2.
But they were not particularly successful.
Correct.
You decided you no longer wanted to be in business.
Correct.
And according to you, she did not return the starter kit in the same condition as you gave it to her.
Correct.
You want the $250 for the starter kit.
Yes.
So, that's the case. I'll hear you.
Okay. I brought her back the kit, and she told me that there were some items missing out of it. And one of the items was broke, which I knew that the lid on one of the items was broke. 2 of the items, which was some order forms and a whip, I did have in my car because I was in the process of moving. I had taken the kit over to my friend's mother's house to keep it there while I was moving so nothing happened to it. When she told me what items were missing, I knew for sure the 2 items that she said was missing were in there whenever I got the kit from her house, because even her mother and her saw the items in there because one of them was leaking and
What
she took it out
did
and cleaned
you
it.
leave this kit at your friend's house for?
I was in the process of moving and I was trying to get it over to her house.
Why didn't you just bring it over to her house right away?
I was trying to get all my stuff to storage and then move it over to her.
Yeah, but according to your answer, you left the kit at your friend's house and they took out the kit to look at and were fooling around with it.
Yeah, her
Whatever
mom
they-
was curious.
I mean, if she's going to use this starter kit again, it has to be in the exact same condition as you got it.
Right, I offered to pay her for the items that was broke, and the one item, the one potion stuff that was in there that she said wasn't in there, I didn't know what happened to that. So I offered to pay her for the items that were broke and the one item that was missing. And then I told her I had the other items, and then that's when she decided that she just wanted the money for the whole kit.
What did the kit look like when it came back to you?
When I received the kit back, there were items missing. The items that were missing entailed the bull whip, 1 of a set of 2 C-rings, 10 catalogs, making love oil, flavors strawberry and champagne, order forms, the diving dolphin, good head.
I don't even want to ask what that is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There were also some of the bags that were missing, and erasers, which we use as tasters at our shows. The eager beaver, which appeared to be used. The pleasure mitt that appeared to be used, which is true because we do arm massages at our parties. So that may have been used, but we would have appreciated that to have been cleaned up before she returned it to us. And then the tickle and taste was broke.
I have to make this simple, and I have to let these people go. Right, Bert? As fast as possible.
It's getting a little warm.
Right? And you thought your wife was going to Tupperware parties. Okay. You don't have to be a genius to figure out that the reason you have a starter kit is the starter kit, I assume, is going to get used in the process of selling product. Because that's what it is. It's passed around. But the starter kit was new when it was given to you. Is that right?
Correct.
And the expectation was that you were going to use it in your business. Well, you can't return a used kit.
But she had told me that I could. That's why, or else I would have paid her up front if she would have told me I couldn't bring it back from the beginning.
Well,
She
did
told
you
me,
have
just
it-
go ahead and bring the kit back and don't worry about it.
Well, maybe she
So-
didn't know that you had used all these things in the kit. I mean, if you're returning it in the condition that she gave it to you, then she's absolutely right. Return the kit. If it's in the same condition as the one I gave to you, fine. But if she has somebody else who comes to her and wants to enter into a business relationship, she can't give them that kit. She can't. You're probably better off out of the business anyway. How much money did you make?
Maybe $40 off one show.
$40.
Yeah, it was more time consuming than anything.
Oh, you're entitled to your kit fee. You have the kit?
Yes.
Where is it?
Part of it is here and part of it is out there.
Okay,
with
but
us.
you have the kit. I don't
Yes.
want to see it.
Okay.
She just bought it.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to give the kit to her and do with it what you will. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I offered to pay her for the items that I felt was responsible for.
When I went through the kit to get it ready for the next party, there were things missing.
The one item I don't know, you go to shows, you know, you have people who, you know, like to five-figure discount, so, you know, that could have been how one of the items came up missing.
Rebecca should have brought the kit back as it was given to her when we reached that decision for her to bring it back.
The other two items, I really don't know. I know they were in there when I gave her the box.
She was quick to rush it off, push it off, and leave.
She told me I could bring the kit back and not worry about it.
We've done over $16,000 this year.
I just think it depends on what group of people you're around.
I think Judge Judy did the right thing.
Judge decision is judge decision.